Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Bussin With The Boys.
The boys?
The Boys! I'm thinking, this is episode 142? And you guys have been outstanding. And before I get more into that, I got to let you know about the best presenting sponsor of all time. That's the Donald Trump hands. The best presenting sponsor.
It's a beautiful truck.
It's a beautiful truck.
A lot of friends who drive this truck.
The most durable, reliable vehicle on the road. You all know what I'm talking about. The Chevy Silverado. Chevy is strong. It's dependable, just like the people who drive them. Chevy Silverado is a modern advance with a ton of grit, dude. A partner getting in things, especially when it comes to the heart and soul of a pickup truck, the bed. We're talking about the, what's it called? Well, the 6 configure.
Yeah, the most functional bed.
Multi-flex tailgate.
Yes.
And then the 6 configure, but you get the thing.
The 6 configurations in the multi-flex tailgate, but we've talked about that. People need to know that this is the most functional bed of any competitor. It is the best in class standard cargo volume. The inner gate folds down into a large step for easily getting in and out of the bed.
Tough leg day, you gotta get up there.
Available industry first, power up down tailgate. They're first into the industry for those who did not understand that sentence.
Yeah.
All this makes the bed of the Silverado work harder and smarter. And again, the Silverado is strong, advanced, dependable, hardworking. Just like you guys, go to a local dealership near you. Let them know that the boys sent you. The boys, we prefer
Freeland Chevrolet. That's definitely our spot.
Yeah, that is our spot.
We love that spot, dude. It's an amazing vehicle, and it's not for the faint of heart. It's not for people that just want to kind of be a truck guy.
If you're a half person, please stay away.
Stay away from the Chevrolet.
From the Chevy.
These are for real, gritty, determined people. Just like the boys.
Yeah.
And the boys had a real gritty podcast with Brandon Schaub.
Oh, we've had a real gritty few weeks, bro.
It's almost turned into a gritty month for the boys. You know what I'm saying?
You
do enough weeks, eventually hit that month piece.
Yeah.
And we're right there. Brandon Schaub came on the bus, obviously is just killing it with Thiccc Boy Productions right now. Talked about all his stuff, whether he's doing Fighter and the Kid, The King, The Sting, and since March 10th, The Wing has now come on to board.
D'Elia is back in the fold.
D'Elia is out there killing it. We talk about all of D'Elia's stuff. We talk about Schaub, how he deals with social media, which, point blank, I think he's an absolute liar. But you'll see. You'll see.
No question.
Hey, I tell you, he's on that social.
You're not telling me that you just have somebody run your social media 24/7. You just man.
That's got to be a tough little deal.
Yeah.
I got a hard time with social media. It's hard for me to tweet all the time. It's hard for me to do it, but your boy gets up and he does it every single day.
I tell you what, since Barstool came and we had that meeting about social media and everything else, it is low-key hard keeping up with we got to do this. I got to put this out. Let me do this out. Let me just not be a salesman the whole time. Let me put some personal stuff out.
It's tough, dude.
It is a bit of a grind.
But he came on. It's a 2-hour pod, dude. We talk about everything under the sun. He is unbelievable. And I hope you guys really enjoy it because that man absolutely crushed it. Couple things that happened during the week while we were doing this.
Some house cleaning.
House cleaning.
Keeping? House cleaning.
House cleaning and housekeeping, right? Because we don't want the riffraff around. We want those loyal boys, that foundation also.
Some Bussin With The Boys house cleaning items.
After I finish this statement, I need you to pause your YouTube and do what I'm about to tell you. I need you to call a friend, maybe 2, send out a text, tell them about Bussin With The Boys. It's the pay it forward movement, right? 1 helps 2, who helps 2 helps 2.
Network marketing.
That's network marketing, baby. 101. You're going to do that. Then you're going to subscribe. You're going to unsubscribe. And then you're going to resubscribe. Everything helps the boys. We have done so well in the last few weeks. We've been growing, but it is 100% has to do with you guys. We would not be who we are without all of you. And we want to continue to broaden this fan base so we can just have the dopest crew ever. You guys have been amazing and we love it. And we count on you guys to kind of help spread us through this whole thing.
An interesting point was, again, going back to the Barstool meeting, we learned that over 70% of our audience isn't even subscribed to our channels.
Right.
But I mean, we're doing solid. We thought we were doing great, but
they were killing the game.
Yo, you guys can be doing, you guys got to tap in a little bit more, ask your audience a little bit more to subscribe to the boys. And like Taylor said, hit the group chats. You want to pay it forward? Copy the link, drop it in your group chat. Say, hey, don't forget to subscribe to the boys right now.
Nice idea, dude.
Just drop it in there. However big your group chat is, they run deep. We're in several.
Yeah, we're in lots.
We need to hit our own friend group.
We got to hit our own friend. We got to do what we're asking them to do, right?
Exactly.
Right? You don't just talk about it, you be about it. You got to walk the walk also.
Right. Like, hey, if you guys are my friends out there, if you guys are rocking with Taylor and I, you're going to drop in the group chat. And if you want to be our friend, then you need to be supporting the boys.
No question. And speaking of being friends, my man absolutely ended Mike Vrabel this week. He put this man in a coma and told his wife, Jen, and the doctor told his wife, Jen, I don't think he's gonna make it.
He might not make it.
Will
on life
puts out
support.
this fucking. And by the way, for those of you on Twitter who look at our shit and think we're being serious, shut the fuck up. We're not.
Hey.
We're not being serious.
Hey, do us a favor,
Do
man.
us a fucking favor, dude. Give us a few seconds of your time. Will puts out this thing about Vrabel making the drill go up after he broke his leg or calling him slow, something like that.
Yeah.
And then Vrabel, who only uses Twitter to soil me and Will, which we absolutely love it, right?
Love it. Especially recently. I feel like, dude, I'm telling you, my man Vrabel hit me damn near. He'll hit me multiple times a week about something I put on my social media.
Because he loves you.
Whether it's something positive or whether it's like, okay, morale police and shit like that. Like the boy loves the chirp. He's an old school chirp. And I tell you what, it gets a little tense sometimes. He's like, fuck, man. He's getting my ass right now.
Sometimes in the group chat, and I'm just watching my man get stabbed. And I can't do nothing about it. He's my boss.
That's why last night when he dropped that tweet in about
shows you why you're so slow.
Don't get it twisted. You guys are a commodity. When he first sent that, I was like, fuck, Ray's gonna chirp me about like, okay, Mr. fucking blah blah blah.
Very uncle tweet.
Yeah. Very uncle tweet. Well, which we can get into that. But then he hits. I willingly run out every time to go check on Taylor. I've been busy the last 4 years.
No, that's not what he said. He said, I go out there every time to check on Taylor. And you said...
No, but he also said, I've been busy the last 4 years. That's why I laughed at it.
That's funny
and
as
I
hell.
put, do you ever run out there thinking, what the fuck is it this time?
Just soiling. So Vrabel goes to Twitter, obviously chirps Will. And Will hits this man with 21 seconds of viral video. Pulls him in, says, I've been wanting to do this for a long time, and tells Vrabel to shut the fuck up.
Oh, that was good. Hey, I've been waiting a long time to do something like this. Hey, Coach Vrabes, shut the fuck up. Bro,
publicly. And you had to be laughing to yourself during it.
Oh, I was laughing the whole time.
Yeah.
I was like,
when you made the laughs on the video, those weren't like pre-programmed laughs.
Right.
You were laughing like, I can't believe I'm about to do this shit.
I know, because I paused for a second, I'm smiling. People might be thinking I'm setting it up. I'm thinking, am I really about to do this? But I was thinking to myself, there will never be a moment where I can get Vrabel like this. Like, he's chirping me right now. Everyone's thinking I'm dead. And then boom, I come back to life like the fucking Undertaker. I lean up. I just tell him to come take a walk with me. I'm laughing. I'm giggling because he did a good job.
He did. He's a great chirper.
But he didn't get the long game that was happening.
Yeah, no doubt. And all this that brought this up was a Jabo from Michigan during Pro Day, which we were there, by the way. You can tell Will had a great time because his jersey's hanging up in the back right now. But a Jabo during his Pro Day, is that hurt?
It just says like I hung. No, I mean, you hung the jersey.
What are you talking about?
Don't act like I'm just selling myself out for Michigan.
We might do housekeeping right now, but you got the thing going on.
I know, I feel you, but let's not.
I see that laundry on the ground.
Let's not get it twisted.
I see that laundry on the ground.
Taylor ripped this one down and put up the Michigan one.
He's lying like a rug, dude. He's lying like a rug.
You see Taylor doesn't have his up. I said, hey, put your Nebraska one up. I would, but I don't have my thumbtacks.
I was going to put it up, but I didn't have thumbtacks. That's the fucking deal. So a lot of people were upset about a Jabo when he tore his Achilles. A lot of scouts.
That sucks, by the way. Like,
your heart really goes out to that dude, man. It really does. He's supposed to be a top 15 pick. And then obviously, unfortunately, he's going to drop in the draft.
Right, like just the reality of the game. Yeah, now I'm sure he has insurance and shit to cover it. What's crazy is if he doesn't have insurance, the school, I'm sure they would doing it right, but the school doesn't have to pay for any of his shit.
Isn't that crazy?
Like, he'd be on his own if he doesn't have insurance.
Yeah, but whoever drafts him is going to help him out.
Correct. Yeah. Correct.
So there was a couple people that are upset about this. Will, you said to the young guys, don't ever get it twisted. You are a commodity. And another one was with that our producer Bloss said something about this being fucked up. Here's the deal. It is a business. But all those coaches, like no one's just a heartless person. I'm sure there's a couple of sociopaths in that group right there. Maybe, everyone's got them hanging out around. A couple of crazy people.
Yeah.
But the deal is, and Will, you can talk about this too. When people get injured, like when I'm on the field and I see someone get injured, you go to check on your boy. When you go to check on your boy, the first thing you're hearing from the refs, from the training staff is get the fuck back. Get back. Because the last thing you want to do is not allow this guy to get help, maybe accidentally interfere. Maybe a trainer like trips, falls on this guy and he's got a torn Achilles or maybe a broken leg, or you don't know what's wrong with the guy. You just saw him basically get shot from a distance and now he's on the ground. So these scouts, I'm sure they felt bad about him. I'm sure, but the whole walking away thing, it's a fucked up deal. But what are they gonna do? You know, what are the scouts gonna do in that situation?
I mean, there's like the human element, right? Like you'd almost like to see like the dude who's just kind of standing there next to him, like somebody react and just yell to get like somebody to come over. Like you just see somebody, he just dropped right now. Like everyone's just kind of standing there. So I get like the whole lack of empathy thing. There's like a few different elements. And then like my tweet where I'm like, to the young guys, don't ever get it twisted, you're a commodity. That's more so like you see everybody arguing, saying here's what should happen, here's what shouldn't happen, which is what social media does all the time, right? Like, oh, they should be this way. This is bullshit, that this is what the NFL is like. They basically paintbrush that this is the entire NFL. And that's why, we're in the group chat with Vrabe last night. And Vrabe is somebody, he's like a coach who runs out and checks on his players. But people like paintbrush the entire NFL. Like this is crazy that this is just a cold-blooded business. Well, the reality of it is like it is a straight up business. That's aside from just this 10-second clip of I don't want to butcher his name. How do you say it again? Ajabo. Of this 10-second clip of Ajabo. But I feel like people are like, damn, it's kind of fucked up that nobody's like yelling for a trainer, like trying to like at least put your hand up. Maybe a trainer's right there. And the clip kind of goes away, but it's just like a shitty situation for Ajabo. But at the end of the day, man, like that shit does suck. And for people who think like the NFL is like a emotional, personable thing, like it is at the end of the day, a business.
Yeah, it is. And with Achilles, like I've talked to a few people about this since it's happened because we were in Michigan when this went down. Like an Achilles is one of those things like there's really no rhime or reason.
Right.
The shit just happens sometimes.
Yeah, the thing can just pop on you, bro.
It's not even a big contact. Like when you saw Kevin Durant tear his Achilles, he just did what he does every single day. Takes a little step to the right.
Yeah.
And that thing just popped.
Right, man.
So it's, yes, the same thing happened with Kobe.
Man. And then like, again, you see something like this and people want to grab their narrative of young guys always go get your money in instances like this because people seeing the side of what the NFL can be. So when guys aren't signing deals or they're holding out or it's a big negotiating game being played and fans are upset that a player won't be loyal to a team or loyal to this cause or loyal to that cause. It's like all of this stuff is a reason why you always have to understand like we are a commodity and we're also obviously leveraging the NFL to get as much out of it as you can as you put your body on the line for stuff like this because this type of shit happens, right?
Yeah.
And like fans see something like this and they're all up in arms. And it's like, also remember, like this is have the same kind of energy, tempo, whatever you want to call it, when you want your guys to stay and guys are kind of playing hardball, not being quote unquote loyal to your team or signing back right away.
Right. When I was going through my contract negotiations in 2016, a big reason for why, like, hey, OTAs and stuff like that, when contracts were really heating up, that negotiation, the last thing I wanted was to go out to practice during an OTA practice and do something to my body.
Exactly.
Because then immediately that contract's out the window. It's like,
you
why
can look
not?
like a bad guy to people, to fans who, when you're not showing up, it's like, why isn't Taylor going to be here?
Right.
Blah, 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 which you can like empathize with. But at the end of the day, man, like this is a fucking business.
Mm-hmm. It really is. And to David, I don't know if he'll ever see this video. I hope someone shows him this. Like when these types of things happen, it presents a lot of things. There's a lot of fear involved of where you're going to get drafted now, what's going to happen from a money standpoint. The biggest thing we can tell you is it's not how you start, buddy. It's how you finish. And you have a couple of things on your side. You're really young. And when you're young, you bounce back super fast. I've seen 5-year-olds eat it and they get up no problem. You have being young on your side. If you handle this training the right way, handle your mentals the right way, this is not going to affect you long-term, buddy. You're going to be fine. You're not 30, 31, 32 years old. It's not like one of those things where like, this is a career ender for you. Achilles are tough. Everyone knows it is. Takes away from some bend a little bit. You're going to have to work on it your entire career with the scraping, making sure it's always working the way it is. And then sometimes when you have an issue on the right ankle, now your left hip or the whole body's connected. So you have to really stay on top of that. For you, stay positive. This is the most important time you have right now is to work on yourself mentally. The physical is going to come. You're going to bounce back just fine. But if you stay mentally into it and work on yourself so you don't go in this deep, dark place, it's not going to be as hard. It's going to be fucking hard. This shit's going to suck for a long time. 6 months is a long time, and that's coming back fast. Don't rush it. Make sure you're 100% ready when you come back, because that's the kind of stuff that when you come back a little too early and you're like, damn, that's where the mental stuff gets in. Am I going to be this guy? What happened to me? Am I strong enough? Do I have the bend? All those questions are going to get answered and you're going to be fine. But dealing with it from a good timeline, and handling yourself from the neck down, dude. I'm sorry, from the head and then the neck down. That is the most important thing, buddy. So hopefully someone says this, I'm going to reach out to him. Obviously he went to Michigan. I need to reach out to the kid, and I'm sure he's got a bunch of loved ones reaching out to him too, but where you get drafted doesn't fucking matter. I'm an example of that, and Will's an example of that. You can get drafted in the first round, you can be undrafted and everything in between. Wherever this shit happens, wherever you go, whether it's second round, third round, fourth round, hell, if you're going drafted, it doesn't fucking matter as long as you make the most of the opportunity you get, buddy.
Yeah, you're young too, bro. So, and what matters mostly is getting to that second contract anyway. So you got a shitload of time.
Yeah. With the new CBA, the way they did it in 2011, shout out our shit ass NFLPA. The way that stuff works now, it's you're not going in and getting paid the most elaborate money in the world like they did with first rounders pre 2011.
Yeah.
Now it's everything's slotted. You're going to miss out on a few $1 million, dude. I don't know how to tell you any other different. That's a shitty deal, but it's something you got to recognize and come to grips with. Fear can do two things. You can either run from it, or you can work through it and pass through it and become a better person for it. I'm stoked to see how you come back. What else
that was
we got?
Good stuff, bro.
Thanks, buddy. Because I love the boys and I want to make sure they're all right.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
And usually what happens is like you bounce back from this and you get to the other side of it and you start tasting success and everything else because you're going to handle it again. It'll either break you or it'll make you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going to look back and you're going to think to yourself, that's one of the best things that could have happened to me because of how much you had to develop, how much adversity you had to go through to where it builds up your character on the other side of it.
Right.
But yeah, dude.
Yeah. And I mean, that's just tough. It's going to be a weird pivot going from here too, because I'm about to do another call to action from you guys that I really need.
Yeah. If you guys are watching right now, again, watching on YouTube, please take 5 seconds for the boys just to hit that subscribe button. It helps the boys out a lot. But yeah, that's our quick little call to action right now.
One thing, personal friend of mine, big fan of actually, Marcus Mariota just signed a 2-year deal with the
Did he fucking really? Let's go.
Outstanding. And let me tell you something, dude. The mind that Arthur Smith has, the way he's going to be able to put Marcus in a situation, yeah, they might draft a quarterback in the first round. They might do that. If this guy plays under Arthur Smith, I guarantee he balls. I guarantee he balls out, dude. He is going to absolutely kill it. I cannot wait to see what they do. A lot of people probably coming at me right now. Oh, what about the first 5 games with him? This, trust me, dude. Arthur develops every single year. He's the head coach. He's got the offense. I'm excited for Marcus. He's a hell of a talent, and I cannot wait to see what he does.
You know, Marcus
with
is
the Dirty
excited
Birds.
to go play. He's excited to go play for Art again.
Yeah. Art's going to put everything around that dude and make sure he knows exactly what he's doing. And he's going to have all the stuff that made him successful in Oregon. They are going to have, I think he's going to kill it.
Yeah, I think the biggest
He might be a little dangerous.
I think the biggest concern is why you would have to draft somebody high, though, is because of his injury track record.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a couple years. He might have learned a couple things from a prehab standpoint. You never know what's going to happen. I don't want to touch on his injury proneness because whenever we played, the dude let it out on the line. Like, he always played so hard, regardless of what you guys thought about Marcus when he was at the Tennessee Titans. That dude, every single game, gave it everything he had. He's a quiet dude. He keeps to himself, but no one works harder. First one in, last one out mentality. Marcus is going to absolutely kill it. I'm a super stoked for him. Let's give him one more. Let's give him one more, dude. Super stoked for Marcus. I absolutely love that,
let's
dude.
talk about this Michigan trip we just had, bro.
Yeah,
we're in the middle of our Bussin Spring football
Absolutely
tour.
Showed up.
Yes, man. We had a great time in Nebraska. It was an all-time. It was a 10 out of 10.
It really
Michigan showed the fuck up for the boys too, man.
You would almost say 10 out of 10 also.
You would almost say 10 out of 10
Yeah.
for sure. I'd give it a good 9.8 out of 10.
Would you?
Yeah, I'm just
That's
kidding.
the bias.
No,
That's that red
they
jersey.
did awesome,
sitting on
man.
you.
Like, it was a little dicey leading up to it for a little bit, right?
Yeah, I was
They
super
weren't
nervous.
responding a whole lot.
Well, Dave Avloff is a busy man, and he tried to point the finger at me saying I was waiting on stuff from you. And it's like, hey, Dave, I don't know if that's true, homie.
Yeah,
But Dave, listen,
I don't think so, Dave.
Dave made
He's a
that
stud.
shit happen. Dave Abloff from Michigan did an incredible job. Here's what I was worried about. When we got to Nebraska, and you guys can go on YouTube or any of your audio viewing pleasures and go look at our Nebraska videos, our podcast with 3 or 4 different guys, Casey Thompson, Garrett Nelson, and Scott Frost. Unreal. And not only that, the equipment dudes at Nebraska were fucking awesome.
Dude, they were on
gave
it,
us
bro.
jerseys. They hooked the boys up. I got mine right down here. I'll actually pull mine up. They gave us jerseys. And you know what? I thought this was the coolest shit in the world that they just gave me a jersey with my, like, this is a game jersey
Right.
at a school I never played at. And they gave me this. And they showed us around. They gave us free range of everything. So much so that I was legitimately worried about how the boys were going to be treated when we got to the University of Michigan. Legitimately worried because it's really hard to top what Nebraska did. And I really hope you guys
we went to
see
that.
those
And we
videos.
went to that steakhouse. What was that steakhouse called?
God.
Casa Boniva. Casa Boniva. Hey, shout out the boys at Casa
Yo, they
Boniva,
hooked it
dude.
up now.
If you're in Nebraska, I'm pretty sure they're booked and you can't get a reservation for like the next few months. That's how booked out they are. They got us in, dude. We're in there with
Will Compton.
We're in there with what, a hat, some sweats and stuff like that.
Like you can't wear hats in there. We were wearing whatever we wanted. I think I was wearing this shirt exactly.
They were fucking awesome. We ordered a few entrees and they basically gave us like the entire menu. They're we heard that Taylor Lewan was here, so we wanted to chef it up.
Get the fuck out of here, dude. They absolutely were. Dude, Will Compton is a fucking king in Lincoln. We went to the bars at Barry's. We stopped at Barry's. We ended up at the Rail. But we stopped at Barry's first.
The Rail, dude. Let's fucking go.
I'm talking about so many dicks, dude. So many penises wanting to know Will. A couple guys here and there want to talk to the boy. But I'm sitting over there in the corner for a little bit. And one of the guys go, "Hey, you good?" And I'm like, "Yeah, why?" And he's like, "Because he's getting way more attention than you are."
Dude, if I was gay, bro, I'd be in heaven.
You would have been in heaven.
Oh.
So many dudes ready to do what's what to you.
Yeah, so many dudes.
You know what I'm saying?
In, bro, yes.
But Nebraska was unreal. And I really hope you guys go and watch it on YouTube or go on the audio and listen to that because it was great. And it was really cool to see these guys loosen up. When you're in college, you drink the Kool-Aid. Like you're 100% brainwashed, not in a disrespectful way. Like you're told what to say. You're told what to do. There's a mentality you have to be to represent the N or the M when you're there. And these guys let their hair down a little bit and had a little fun with it. So we get to Michigan and I was real nervous when we first pulled up. We get there, dude. They sold out for us, dude. They got Will a jersey, thank God. They hooked the boys up with Jays, thank God. We were calling.
Jack wasn't leaving without getting Jays for the boys, man.
Oh my God.
He's like, "Hey, Will, man, I'm telling you, I don't feel good like leaving and I don't got Jays for Garrett and JP.
I know.
I'm like, Jack, what do you want me to fucking do? Like, I'm not Taylor. I can't just ask these boys for shoes.
And
man.
They had these dope, like the retro threes.
Retro threes,
and they had
Jack took them off before he walked in the rain to cover them up. That's
Unreal.
how much he didn't want to mess up the Jays.
Unreal, dude. And they had everybody's size but mine. But I was like, you know what? As long as, leaders eat last.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Leaders eat last. So I had to make sure my boys were all taken care of. Go over to Mr. Spots. Will and I were on a 24-hour fast at that point. It was unreal. I had a 4 o'clock the day before, and we didn't get done until 5. 25-hour flat fast.
And all those conversations too, like, dude, you're just so fucking hungry. Like,
you're gassed.
Talking obviously takes out of you. We're doing a lot of it right now, but all of that talking, bro, laughing, everything, seeing the boys, like, you're so fucking hungry, and we hadn't eaten the entire day.
It was unreal. So we called Keith up at Mr. Spots. Anybody who's at Michigan knows Mr. Spots. It's an absolute staple in Ann Arbor. We get there, it looks the exact same as when I was there, dude. It's a hole in the wall place, and I mean that in the most respectful way possible. They got the Philly cheesesteaks, they got sandwiches, they got the most bomb wings in Ann Arbor if you want to check them out.
It just looks like a college spot.
It's a college spot. That's why I call it Mr. Spots, dude. It is cheese fries, the whole thing. And you know, your boys are on a diet. We're trying to feel pretty good about it. But after a 25-hour fast, you're like, give me anything and everything, my boy.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm always on the diet, but sometimes you got to take a break. Sometimes you got to call a little time out. Like, all right, I'll pick this diet back up after this meal.
You don't go to Ann Arbor very often.
Exactly. I got to indulge a little bit. Taylor says this is a spot. Oh, this guy's saying this is what I need to eat on the menu. Right. I'm going to do it. All right, quick time out from the diet. I'll get right back on it when I'm done.
Yeah. So Keith, I go to pay for the meal. It's like $92. Weird flex. And Keith goes, hey, buddy, don't worry about it. I got it. And I look at Keith. I go, hey, man, I can afford it now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let me get this. So he let me pay for the meal too, which was fire. But one of the biggest things happened at Michigan.
I was hoping you were going to get into
that
this.
Nebraska already agreed to, which was huge, but we didn't know it was going to happen because it takes two to tango.
Set it up.
We're in Nebraska. In my head, I'm just brewing, dude. I'm an alchemist with my big cauldron, just absolutely throwing in spices, trying to figure out what can I say to Scott Frost to get us marked in with the Nebraska and the Michigan tradition all in one for the rest of our lives. I say to Scott Frost, what do you think about doing a trophy game between Nebraska and Michigan? Make it a rivalry game for the Battle of the Bus. And this man absolutely hits us with the most beautiful thing ever. Don't even use my words. I just want you to play that clip, if you could. Can we do that? Just play that clip over it. We're going to Michigan next week. Maybe. People got to call me back. It's getting a little dicey. But what do you guys think about this? Every year, Nebraska and Michigan play in the fall, and they're fighting for the bus trophy. And you guys hoist whoever wins. It's the Battle of the Bus. And it's a giant gold bus with long horns
I'll make this promise to you. If you make the trophy and you get Harbaugh and their AD to sign off on it, then I'm all in.
Let's go, dude. That's what Nebraska does. That's what Nebraska does.
Then we go to Michigan. I'm nervous. I've heard a lot of things about Jim Harbaugh. A lot of things about that man.
I mean, he's fiery, bro. He's got over
fiery cat.
over 3 decades in ball.
But I heard he's a unique dude. The way he recruits guys, the way he handles himself, all in a good way. Because hey, your boy's weird too.
And he just sits there and looks at you like this, retaining information.
And he's got the thick glasses too, so his eyes are way bigger in it too. You know what I'm saying? Like he is an intense dude that is going to keep a winning program at Michigan for a long time. I really believe that. I know I said things last year with Portnoy, but that's the best part about this podcasting. I can kind of say whatever I want, and I'm retracting that statement. Second question in with Harbaugh, second or third. We show him that clip that you guys just watched. And we said, how do you feel about this? Jack. Now, I hate giving Jack this much credit because we've already talked to him a little too much on this pod. Jack writes up right here. That's tough to read.
I, Jim Harbaugh, agree to making the Nebraska-Michigan game the Bussin Bowl, in quotations, and then just a line with an X by it, sign your name here.
Right. We hand it to him. We tell him, we'd love to do this. It'd be awesome. We show him the clip. We hand it to him. He doesn't think twice about it. He signs that motherfucker.
He's a competitor.
He's a competitor. And he's ready. And he tells us an amazing story about when he was at San Diego State and Daytona was their rival.
Yeah.
So they made a flag. And they won, but they ended up winning the game. Daytona didn't give a shit about it.
They'll be able to hear it. They can just go watch. They can go watch the episode.
I'm just so excited.
I know you're so you're so stoked.
We had an outstanding time. Those pods with Harbaugh was amazing. Blake Corum, that dude's got intensity at the ass. You can just tell he's a passionate dude.
He's fiery. He's a young cat too, and to see a kid sit there and just talk like you bring up Ohio State. The reason he wanted to go to Ohio State again, you'll be able to listen to the episode. You can go back and listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
But just somebody who's extremely determined. Like I want to go somewhere where you're not. Everything, what did he say?
That they haven't done it before because I'm going to be the dude to do it.
Because I'm going to be the dude to do it. And he's like, I haven't lost to Ohio State. And he just said it with like the most swag and confidence, bro.
I know.
It just fires you up and you see it out of a young kid and you're like, yo, this is a cat you want on your football team, especially being young.
Absolutely. And the way, when we talked to him about the trophy game between Nebraska and Michigan, he goes, it's not going to Nebraska. It was
we'll see about that. But yeah. I love that. I love that fire out of him.
You gotta love that fire.
But bro, I think that is like the most iconic thing that can happen in Bussin' With The Boys is the fact that potentially a battle for the bus game going on, Bussin' Bowl, whatever we'll call it all the things. Every freaking name you can think of, we're calling it that. But if somebody's really hoisting a heavy ass, because we gotta get a big dog. We gotta get a big dog made.
Only the old lineman can pick that thing up.
But if somebody's just holding up a bus trophy, bro, that we sat there asking Frost and Harbaugh and they both wanted to sign off on it, like that's fucking iconic.
That's iconic, dude. I'm not gonna hit that right now. But we also had the Hogs on. Trevor Keegan, right? Trevor?
Yeah, I wish we would have got a little more out of him.
I know. Trevor Keegan and
very reserved.
But to be fair to them, we went out and had a couple beers with the boys later and they have outstanding personalities. You can just tell in that college lifestyle, they're a little buttoned up. I think you guys are really gonna enjoy it though. You're gonna really enjoy it, especially the end when they try to tell a story about me.
I think another good one was Denard Robinson.
Dude, that was my favorite one.
And we're just like laughing. The energy's high the entire time with Denard Robinson. And then we get to arguing about that Nebraska-Michigan game back in 2012.
And don't forget about Cade, the quarterback. Cade, Cade McNamara. He was the first one that came on. You know, when we were at Nebraska, we're kind of like the confused waiter, like trying to figure out where them chimneys go. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. When we get to Michigan, you kind of wonder if these kids are going to put on or not. He was outstanding.
Yeah,
bro. He leans into me before we start the pod and he goes, I'm so stoked about this. It's the first interview I can do where I can cuss.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, did he cuss? Did he drop any words?
He dropped a couple shits. He dropped a couple shits on us, dude. He shit all over us.
It really was an incredible time. And I've been having a lot of fun traveling with the boys too. Garrett, Jack, JP. Like, we've had a good time.
My laugh box is empty at that point, dude. I've been laughing too much. It's been amazing.
God hurts so bad at the end of it.
And we about core.
Yeah.
Getting a little core in.
We just eat good food. But again, and we got one more to go. We're going to go to Tennessee here, probably in April. We're looking at April because the boy, I'm on baby watch right now.
Baby watch.
Baby watch. Baby watch. Baby watch. Baby watch. Baby watch.
Outstanding, Will. I can't wait.
Dog, I know. We haven't told anybody. We have not told anybody yet, bro.
Crazy.
It's the
Uncle
best
Taylor's
secret I've ever kept.
Last.
It's the best secret I've ever kept, and I'm so proud about that.
I know. I'm proud of you too, you piece of shit.
Like, Charles will finally be able to trust that I can keep a secret now.
No doubt.
But it's gonna be wild, man. It's going to be fucking wild.
Yeah.
But we're going to get out to Tennessee. And again, the boy's going to be a dad.
I'm
Hopefully
a little nervous for them too, the way Nebraska and Michigan have treated us. Like if I don't walk away with a Vols jersey, I might be a little upset.
I know. Hopefully Tennessee's taking notes. Hopefully they're watching everything
They
that's going
gotta
down.
be watching.
Because I'm sure Michigan peaked a little bit at the Nebraska stuff. Like, oh, we got to do this upright for the boys.
And the Vols are probably a little upset about me the way I was chirping them on Twitter the other day. After that round 2 loss to Michigan.
Hey,
that was 2 upsets in a row for Michigan.
It is what it is. Like,
you know
they had to get their ass whooped.
Hey, sometimes you gotta get your ass kicked.
Because we had to make it in that Sling Sleepers deal. We had to win the challenge to win $50,000 or be part of it. I want to say there might be 4 teams that made it.
Damn.
So we get 12 and a half that we're obviously going to divvy up to the fans. So if you're watching, go to our Twitter right now. I'm sure it's out there. We're going to be, I don't know how we're going to distribute it, whether it's Venmo, Cash App, whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be giving that money away to all the fans because you guys are the fucking best. And remember, you're subscribing right now. You're the best because you're subscribing to the episode right now on both audio and YouTube.
I think we should do the big check. That big giant check thing where we give it out to one person. That's just a thought. I'm just thinking out loud.
I'm more like, let's just divvy up $100 bills to masses of fans, bro.
Oh yeah. Start handing it, baby. Start handing it out. It was unreal
on people.
But shout out to the volunteer faithful, dude. Because I sent out a tweet.
Backpedaling now?
What's that?
Okay, no, you're not backpedaling. I was gonna say now you're playing into them.
No, I'm just respected. Because your boy got put in a blender for a second. And you know, a lot of Vols fans are also Tennessee Titans fans.
The Vols fans can get a little, they're a little dicey.
I reached out to the group chat and I was like, hey, make that video or that GIF of Juwan Howard slapping that coach, but put the Tennessee T on it.
Yeah.
And I told Jack to do it. Someone in the group chat did it themselves and sent it to me. I'm not going to say who. I'm not going to say names. It rhymes with share it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
He says it to me. I put the thing out. I put that thing out there and I said, the haters are sick. Dude, my feed was getting absolutely blown up how much of a piece of shit I am. And you know what it did? It warmed my heart. It really did, because the fans are so loyal at Tennessee. And I know you're mad. I know you're upset about me. You're more upset with yourselves than you are with me. And you're projecting a little bit on me. And I love it, because next year, boys, it's your next year. And the people are saying this is the classic Tennessee way. Never get your hopes up. But then there's also the diehards that are absolutely just killing everybody around who says anything bad about Tennessee.
Yeah.
I thought it was unbelievable. So shout out to the Tennessee Volunteer fans.
It's got to be tough being a 3 seed and just shitting the bed against an 11 seed. That does have to be tough.
Yeah.
And again, they're not like mad at you. They're mad. I don't know why they would be mad at you other than you chirping the fuck out of them. And obviously they just lost, right? They just lost.
Tensions are high. Emotions are high.
You're supposed to be one of the boys.
I'm capitalizing on that.
And it's tough too, because we're for the boys both. We've been for the boys in both Michigan and Tennessee this past year with the shirts that you can go buy on our merch store. But that was funny. I did see that photo.
Right.
Phenomenal way to capitalize on that moment too.
I appreciate that, dude. It was I got to give it up to my people in the back there that helped me out. I'm not going to say names.
I got to give it up to my people.
You know, it wasn't just me. I don't do the Photoshop very well. I'm not very good on the old computer.
Yeah.
So I had the boys. My boy Ferret hooked me up, and that was pretty hardcore of him, dude. I love
how my man says like it has to be Photoshop that does it. You know what I mean? Like you can just grab like a simple like photo app or something like that and just add like a photo in.
Yeah.
The other thing's you got to go on like a goddamn computer.
Yeah.
To fucking Photoshop this.
And even though you're laughing, I'm still believing it. Yeah. Gary goes, you don't have to downplay it. In other news, the Falcons have traded Matt Ryan to the Indianapolis Colts. We should clap for it, but
I don't. To me, that's not like that big a news, right? Like Matt Ryan got traded.
Indianapolis Colts, and therefore the boys, Nelson. What the fuck?
Quinn Nelson.
Dude,
what the fuck was that, bro? That's your boy.
I'll tell you what, that was.
That was
here, dude. My fault, my brain. So give it up for the Indianapolis Colts. It hurts me to clap right now. It really does. Yeah.
Where's Baker Mayfield going?
Who want me? 100% no.
Yo, that is fucking hilarious.
Baker. Hey, shout out Baker Mayfield, dude.
Baker, if you're watching, because I know you're probably a tier 3, you need to come on the bus and bus with the boys, man.
Talk about it, dude. Talk about it, because he put his heart out there with that little letter. I feel like it was a little premature. It ended up happening. Like he actually already sent the letter out now because they know they got Deshaun Watson, which is another terrifying thought. That guy's pretty unbelievable. But Baker's a hell of a quarterback. And I think whoever gets him, they're going to be lucky to have him. The guy's a stud. And people get all upset because of his antics, how he handles himself in certain situations. But you can't tell me his progressive commercials aren't fucking hilarious. You cannot tell me that those videos aren't absolutely incredible. I love them.
Yeah,
I love everything about him.
He's really not that like he's not that loud out there off the football field. Like it's not like he's somebody who like posts a lot or something else. Like he doesn't do a whole lot.
He balls like he's a good quarterback. You know,
Money May, bro. Money Mayfield, bro.
Lots of stuff happened. The Bengals tightened up their offensive line. Lyle Collins signed with the Bengals.
I'll tell you what, the AFC is where the fuck it's at this year.
AFC looking dominant this year.
Where we at on time, Blas? Oh, we gotta wrap it up. Yeah.
Oh my God. Trent Brown also to the Patriots. Who else we got here? Matt Ryan. Blah, blah, blah.
We gotta wrap it up. I know he wants to get down to probably 49er stuff.
I know he does, right? Who's this?
Let's get to the Brennan Schaub episode.
What about Urban Meyer? Hey, a couple of things coming out about him right now that are pretty fucking wild.
Yeah, but is anybody surprised?
Hey, shout out the Jags getting rid of Urban Meyer. Good for you guys. If all that stuff's true. If you don't know who Aaron Donald is and you're in the NFL, probably shouldn't be a coach. All right, let's get to the Brennan Schaub episode.
We interrupt this episode, but before we get into this ad read by the all-time sport clips, take a moment, subscribe to the pod, take 5 seconds, but shout out the boys too. Shout out sport clips, no free shout outs. Look, I don't take my broken phone screen to a mechanic for the same reason I don't trust my hair in the hands of my grandma's stylist.
No question.
I want somebody who specializes in me, and the experts at Sport Clips are specifically trained for guys' hair. Long, curly, short, thinning, like the boy up here.
Hey, tough.
Thick, chubby face, skinny, whatever you look, they know how to cut and shape your hair to fit you best. They have an MVP of haircut experience. Awesome haircut, hot steam towel, invigorating shampoo, neck and shoulder treatment, some little rubs. God. It takes a haircut and it turns into an event. It will take your day and it takes your day and it turns into a mancation. It will have you walking out feeling 10 feet tall with all the confidence in the world, saying, bring it the fuck on, boys. Sport Clips also has online check-in, so you never have to wait for your cut. Sport Clips, Sport Clips, the pros in men's hair. Go find your local boys right now and go take a seat and get that MVP haircut experience.
I love it. I grew up. You go through a breakup, I'm on Blink-182 all day, every day.
Travis, nicest guy in the world.
Is he?
Travis Barker?
Yeah, vegan. Yeah, vegan.
There's like very few people in this world that I'd be like, have a tough time being around from like a star thing. Like Vince Vaughn, Travis Pastrana, and Travis Barker would be like the three dudes that have I would be like, holy shit. Like,
wow. Give me 1,000 guesses. I wouldn't guess those three for you.
Really?
Yeah,
no. Hey, I was a little punk
big
emo
dirt bike kid back in the day.
Oh, yeah, dude. I used to do freestyle motocross.
He's all Chuck Norris, Steven Seagal, just random people. Ellen DeGeneres. Dude, I would freak
my
Rosie O'Donnell.
Yeah.
He fucking floored me, dude.
Clint Eastwood, I'm going to freak the fuck out, man.
Hey, Clinton would be a big deal, though. I don't know if he's got it all together, though.
Now, but yeah, he's still directing and shit.
That's wild, because you meet people that are like 75, and it's tough to have a conversation. I can't imagine him being productive like that.
Or he just says the N-word all the time.
Yeah, that's a tough deal, huh? How does he not get canceled?
Dude, those old
school pulling out those fake guns on
they
everybody.
Just say whatever they want, right?
Old school actors, man, like Sean Connery. Do you remember? Yeah. I mean, he died and they still tried to cancel him. Didn't he? He died, right? Yeah.
He died. He's dead. Yeah.
Cancel him. Yeah.
Hey, shout out The Rock, dude. That's a great movie. That's a great movie with Sean Connery.
Fucking movie. But he was talking about. Remember, he was talking about when he was married. If his wife like got out of hand, he would slap her in the face.
No, he did not say that.
Middle of interview. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, and they tried to like cancel him after he died.
I mean, back in the day, it's way different.
I don't know. They're trying to try with John Wayne.
Hey, Will spends his time on Twitter trying to get canceled. He says some shit on there. We were flying back from Nebraska yesterday, and this football player is 2 years sober, and he's like stoked on it. And Will sends out a tweet saying, "Hey, congratulations on 2 years sober. 2 years sober. Here's to you," and then puts a drink emoji. And we have like media people like, "Yo, what the fuck are you doing?
What the hell is wrong?"
Will's becoming untouchable. He's becoming untouchable out here, dude.
Oh man, be careful with that.
Yeah, that's a tough deal,
brother.
It's wild.
You get canceled though. You ascend a little bit.
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah,
it's all about the roller coaster ride, dude. We're on that tick up right now, dude.
You guys are ticking up right now.
Yeah,
man.
But that fall is gonna be dramatic. It's gonna be fun, but it's gonna be dramatic.
It's gonna be sad, but it's gonna be fun to watch.
Yeah. On the outside looking in, dude.
This is here.
Yeah. Max Crosby. Shout out Max Crosby, dude. He's about. He's
a DN, right?
Yeah, he's a stud.
For the Raiders?
Yeah,
boy.
4 year.
Super
hey, a
stud.
white boy
4 year,
too.
almost $100 million deal.
He's the one. He has the wing tattoo on the back of his neck, right?
He's
Yeah.
got tattoos everywhere. He's
got
also
them
got
all.
the 100 emoji on his
Oh,
arm.
4-year big boy
Yeah,
money.
he got a house, dude. Hey, they got that Brinks truck backing up.
Yeah.
Go see him, dude.
Yeah, damn.
He's
Where
crushing it, man.
did he play college ball?
Eastern Michigan.
Interesting.
Dog shit
Yeah.
school.
Terrible school.
We put them at Michigan.
Max,
We
I
put
know
them the
you're listening
first
right now,
4
too,
games. We put them on there like, hey, we got to get a warm up
Oh, that's
in.
a tune-up. Yeah.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
there's-
I'm playing the half and I'm out.
No one grows up in Michigan and goes, I want to play for Eastern Michigan.
Yeah, no
You know what I'm saying?
question.
It's like,
And it's 5 minutes away from the University of Michigan.
Is it
Imagine-
really?
Oh, yeah. It's 5 minutes away. It's in Ypsilanti. Literally, it's
So
a
you're just living there
stone's
being
throw.
the little brother down the road.
Yeah, you're just kind of chilling. You kind of come to the Michigan parties and be like, oh, you go here? It's like,
Yeah.
I gotta.
and you're rocking the Michigan Wolverine gear and shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Trying to
that's
be a part of
Cooper
it.
Kupp, my favorite player of all time. Dude, Eastern Washington?
Stud.
Dude, a 6-foot white guy?
Bro, we
just
slaying.
balling, dude?
Slaying,
What?
dude.
Must be-
Unbelievable. The amount of numbers he put
One of
up.
the best.
But is it
seasons
Matthew
of all
Stafford?
time.
Is Stafford the guy that did it? Because Stafford
He was
also
balling
had
out
a
of
Cooper was
too,
doing
though.
that. Cooper was doing that before Staff.
Yeah, but he
Not
didn't have the
record,
numbers
not
like that.
record.
Not
Not,
record
yeah,
breaking.
not record, but
The two
he was
guys
still
that- The
savage.
Triple Crown guys, right? What's his name from Detroit? Megatron, whatever the fuck.
Calvin.
Johnson. He was. Hey,
dude,
don't
that-
fucking laugh at that,
Yeah,
bro.
but Cooper was still a
That's
stud
CTE.
before Stafford came in. It's like saying like Derrick Henry if he didn't have
He
the O
was all
line.
pro.
Like,
He was
like,
all-
did he do it on his own though, or was it the
That's-
O
He
line?
was all pro, but he just needed that guy, in Stafford. Because,
Kind of put it on him.
he put up those numbers with that slap dick, whatever his name is.
Jared Goff.
Come
Yeah,
on.
Jared Goff.
Yeah, I tell you what, though.
Dude, him-
Oh, that's
Jim
tough,
Goff.
that's tough for golf right
He's
now.
got
That's-
that. He's got them saggy boobies, dude.
Yeah,
Hey, he got that sloppy,
fat
skinny
body.
white guy.
His girl's banging, though, so he's doing something right.
Yeah. Well, he's got that arm.
quarterback.
He got that arm, and he's probably got that arm. You know what I'm saying? He's got that 2-for-1 special.
God,
He's
these are
got them
all good
pockets.
points.
He's got them pockets for
Yeah,
real.
Dude, big boy got paid.
Yeah. Hey, so they traded Jared Goff to Detroit. And then some dude on the Rams was mouthing off like, yeah, we got Matthew Stafford now, like was kind of shitting on Goff. Then that dude got traded to Detroit also. Imagine walking in that locker room and you're like, hey, what's up, my boy? And Jared Goff's old boobs hanging out. Like, get the fuck out of here, dude.
Fuck with you, man.
Yeah,
bro.
you know what it
Yeah.
is. It's just business.
Yeah, Cooper Kupp, though, dude. What?
Yeah,
he's
the
a
best player to
monster.
come out of there besides that was Michael Ruse, was the tackle before me at Michigan.
Oh, old school.
Yeah, they have the red field. They got
From
the
Eastern Washington.
Eastern Washington. Yeah, they got the red field. The stadium's named after Ruse.
Really?
Yeah.
This is my thing with Cooper Kupp. Imagine this. His girl, who's married to now, they have children. But when they were in college, she was like, you just focus on football. I think she dropped out of school to support him get a full-time
Yes,
job.
Yes, that's true.
Dude, imagine this. If you're investing in an athlete, like let's say it's a stock,
Yeah.
a 6-foot white dude
ROI.
from Eastern Washington, and you're going to fucking invest your
It's a penny stock.
life savings into
know.
this.
It's a
He's like,
penny
I'm going to the
stock, dude.
league, baby. Like, yeah, good luck,
Sure, bud.
dude.
Yeah.
She fucking doubled down. Dude has the best year ever. You know,
Mhm.
all pro, all freaking.
Oh, and he lives in LA. The amount of endorsements he's about to get is going to be
He has
insane.
billboards down the street for me in Calabasas. He has a fucking billboard right
No
now.
shit.
Yeah.
He's going to be that dude eating a Carl's Jr. fucking burger,
Yeah.
making a meal on just that.
I'm proud of him. Man.
God, good for him, dude. That,
Dude, just a couple dads hanging out here, right?
right? Look
Almost,
at us.
bro.
Future dad. Got like 2 weeks.
Still-
Couple
2
weeks, man. 2 weeks.
Go time.
Due date is in 2 weeks, March 27th.
God.
It's gonna be different. I can see it in your eyes. I can see your eyes. You're looking at me
That's gonna be
nod
the
like,
best. Right?
oh,
It's gonna be the best. I mean, all this is gonna stop, but this is gonna be the best.
Yeah, I'll keep it going. I got 2 kids. I kind of know the groove
Yeah,
now of how it goes.
Once you get, but to start, it's like
The first 6 months is like,
you're basically in a Navy SEAL training camp. Like
Yeah.
there's no sleep. You're wet all the time for whatever reason. You got
Yeah.
shit on your face.
you're always
Yeah.
shivering. It's tough. You get,
Yeah.
it's
You
tough.
and your
You're
girl
always
trying to figure out how
you
to
break
kill
your leg,
each
but you
other.
keep moving.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's a bit of a deal,
No,
dude.
but it's great.
Yeah, you're gonna love it, dude. I don't know how it was for you, and this might be fucked up, but that first 6 months for me, I could do without. Like,
Oh, it
it's-
doesn't count. Yeah, it's
yeah.
like- I say this on stage though, but it's like everyone's like, dude, it's the best time of your life. It's like when that baby comes to this world, man. There's an instant connection. They're full of shit, dude.
oh, they're
There's just-
lying.
Oh, when that baby came out, I was like, oh, I'm Dexter. I have no emotional feeling towards this.
Yeah,
I
little-
can kill
yeah.
this
You're a
kid.
you're a serial killer, narcissistic serial killer.
Yeah, it's like I have no connection with. Oh, I'm a fucking sociopath. This is great. I'm Ted Bundy because I don't love this thing but it was super connected to the mom. You know, like it needs
Yeah.
the mom, but you're just kind of
Super connected to the mom. Yeah, it came out of the mom.
you're just
They
kind of
literally had to cut the mom away from it.
Like there, dude.
Yeah.
You're like, and you realize you ain't shit.
Nothing.
The baby needs the mom, the grandma.
Right.
The first 6 months, you're just trying to make sure the thing doesn't die. You know, weird.
That's exactly it, dude.
Yeah.
You're kind of just there to get yelled at when things get too stressful.
Yeah, let's hope it doesn't die on me.
Because no, yeah, that'd be a tough fucking gig.
yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, that'd
that was
be
a little dark. That was a little dark.
that'd be hard to maneuver.
You have is her family close? Like, are you gonna have
No.
any family?
No.
He's got me, homie. That's all he's got.
But,
Which
you,
is
but
tough,
you've been
hey,
through it,
which is
dude.
scary.
And he has his own kids, but you got
Yeah, I got my own kids. I got a 4-year-old, almost a 2-year-old. Like we're kind of out of the water.
6 and 2. Yeah, but it's like, you know.
6 and 2. That's a
6 and
big
2.
space.
Yeah. It's
That
good,
4
though.
years. Yeah, you like it.
You got two little boys, too.
Is the
Two
6-year-old good to the
boys.
2-year-old?
What'd you say?
Is your oldest boy good to the youngest boy?
The best.
Really?
The best. Yeah,
That's
super
awesome.
protective monster. Like I took him, we go to Coffee and Cars in Malibu every Sunday.
Yeah.
And then there's afterwards, we always get ice cream and they play in like the sand pit.
Mhm.
This little tramp was throwing sand in my son's face, the 2-year-old. And I just
Yeah.
see Tiger from the top ropes fucking and just
beat her
hit
ass?
sand. Boom. I just sat there. I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah, no doubt.
You gotta let it happen.
No
Yeah.
question, dude. Fuck that little girl doing that.
Yeah, man.
God.
So-
Hey, it's crazy when you see like my daughter will be hanging out with a bunch of kids and they'll be like she'll be 4 and there'll be like a 7-year-old around and my daughter will be like gravitating towards her. She's older, she knows what's
Older,
going on and
yeah.
stuff like that. And the 7-year-old will kind of be like whatever and walk away. And you will have never in your life wanted to hit a kid so bad. You will want to fucking take that
Will
kid
you
down.
flinch at the kid?
No, but you'll trip them when they walk by. Oh, are you okay? And you kind of get, hey, she fell.
Yeah, you realize
know?
how mean kids are.
It's
I
wild.
remember my son, he had his haircut. He's wearing something, and his little friend came up to him when I was walking to school. And she's like, oh, Tiger, I thought you were a girl. And he's like, I'm not a girl. And that triggered me. I was like, shut up, bitch. You know what? I didn't say that,
Dude,
but that's
immediate
what I
That
thought.
step on.
trigger, dude.
God.
Hey, you'll
damn,
find
dude.
out, dude. There's gonna be some shit that happens that's you just pisses you off.
And are you a boy and girl?
I have 2 girls. I'm
2
trying to
girls?
get that boy though. My wife, best mom in the world. She wants to have another
Yeah,
one.
mine too.
A,
Monster.
a lot of people want to tap out after one.
I want 5.
Dude,
I
you
love
want 5?
I love kids. Love it, man. So I'm
I
literally.
have a tough time. I'm kind of ready to be done at 2, but I interrupted you. That was a quick.
No,
move.
I'm with you. I just love kids. It's literally what I was meant to do.
Yeah.
How in the
fucking love it.
fuck or would you be able to juggle 5 kids and do all the
Yeah.
business shit that you do?
So I moved.
You
so
do a lot, bro.
My girl's Mexican, dude. So
Yeah.
as far as like
Oh.
family and stuff, I moved the
Mexicans have a great
mother-in-law,
culture of family.
mother-in-law and father-in-law. They're like, I moved like bought a house. They're like a block away from me. So we have
Mhm.
full-time
Oh,
babysitter, all
gotcha.
that shit.
Yeah, that's what
It's the
you
best.
need, dude.
But dude,
So you got the village.
we got the village. Yeah, we got the village. But then my 6-year-old's in jiu-jitsu and he loves it. But he
Mhm.
gravitates towards wrestling. I know everyone's like, oh, my kid's athletic. No, shut up, bitch. I'm telling you, my kid is a monster.
Really?
They can't put him with any kid under 8 because he'll just destroy them. So he's in the 10 and up group at 6. And you try not to be like overbearing and like coach, but I don't give a fuck, dude.
Yeah.
I'm
Go
that
hard.
dad-
You're
oh,
pro.
bro. Dude.
That's like your thing. You should be able to be overbearing.
I'm freaking going for it, man.
You
I'm
can't be
dr-
too hard, bro.
I'm drilling with him before the class. And then if he gets
Did you ever
10
Go ahead.
takedowns, his favorite ice cream, I give him favorite ice cream.
Yeah.
But only if he gets 10 takedowns.
He gets 9, you give him the worst ice cream.
He gets nothing.
No, nothing
He
at
gets
all.
Nothing. No, we
It's
just
a
go
boom or
home.
bust situation.
You go home. He
Dude,
goes to bed
smart.
starving.
have you have you ever heard of the Palmers? They
Carson
wrestled at-
Palmer? Or no?
Colin Palmer. They wrestled at Ohio State. Okay, anyway, we were growing up in the circuit, right? My brother was a stud wrestler. Went to Nebraska.
You got
Shout
the
out to
ears
Will
and everything.
Compton. Yeah, I got the ears just like you do.
Makes sense.
We were at his wedding. He tried to fuck me up, and he coulda.
Oh, yeah.
He's like,
He
what?
wrestled there. He
$185?
must be a stud.
Oh, he's a
a
monster.
scrawny cat.
He won senior nationals out of high school.
Oh, yeah, he's a monster.
But growing up, right, there was these Palmer brothers because you got the Triple Crown, the Cliff King kickoff like in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and you go to all these different spots and you can win the Triple Crown. It's like the national circuit in wrestling. And you had these Palmer's brothers and their dad was just fucking intense on them, bro. Like if they didn't tech kids, they were in trouble and the kid was crying right off the
Yeah,
mat.
you don't want to be that. dad.
They're training like
That's a
4
fine line.
They're training like 4 to 6 times a week, like double days. And I'm talking they're like little muscle heads coming
Yeah.
out. It's like that little Hercules kid that was
Yeah.
his
I don't know
dad
if
was
you
real
want
hard on
that,
him.
You know?
But I'm talking about they were intense and they didn't pan out to be like,
Of course
the
not. If I
greatest
got
of all
burnt
time.
out,
You know what I
dude.
mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
But they went to Ohio State. They were studs. But when they were young, bro, and you saw the Palmers, like they were in all these magazines, like 15-time Triple Crowns winners. Like they were those
I
fucking
bet those
dudes
kids were
on the mat.
miserable, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
you
yeah.
don't want to
Yeah.
do that.
They probably hate their
Like
kids.
there's one of the top amateur wrestling programs where I live in Calabasas, and I went to look at it. It's so intense. I'm like, oh, I don't want my kid doing this. They're like traveling every week and shit.
Oh,
How-
yeah.
I
how
don't
old are
want
they?
that yet.
How old are they doing that?
I mean, there's 5 and up.
Holy shit.
Oh, you get in wrestling young,
5
bro.
times-
Really? So it's
5
kind of like
times a week.
hockey. Because hockey, you got to kind of like draw a line in the
Times a
sand
week,
right
yeah.
away.
Yeah. We were at like Tulsa, Oklahoma for nationals one year, and Cody was 6 years old and ended up like placing or whatever. They're all little.
It's
But
nuts.
Ric Flair's there coaching his kid. Like,
No
wrestling's
shit.
fucking intense, bro.
It's
You'll
like
be traveling
It's
soon.
really, yeah, I know. It's really intense.
My
I
daughter-
love it though.
My daughter's super athletic, but I think my wife is not like, does not compete. Doesn't like to do it. Is not about
My
it.
girl,
White girl,
Okay.
yeah.
Canadian.
I'm just seeing what we're dealing with here. You know?
Yeah. Canadian, heart of gold. Like she's a beautiful person, but doesn't like the competing aspect of all this stuff. Like I can when I'm in season, I'm competing with everybody. I'll come home and I'll my daughter will be like, let's race. I'm like, all right. And I dust her ass.
100%, me
Have
too.
to.
Yeah.
And she starts crying and my wife gets mad at me. It's like, she's got to know. Because she'll tell me I'm stronger than you. I'm like, all right. And then we'll wrestle and I'll pin her. Like, you're not stronger than me, honey. Like, that's just what it is. Like you try to do the stranger danger thing. Like we're getting into that. And I'm like, honey, if someone comes up to you and says, you want candy? What do you say? She's like, yes. I'm like, no. You don't say yes.
Hell no.
You scream as loud as you can and run away. She goes, oh, I'll just fight them. I'm like, honey, you can't do that. So I grab her arm and she like can't get away. And she's like, just let go a little bit. I was like, they're not going to do that.
No. Yeah, you're
But
fine.
she's super athletic. And I don't know if she came out the womb like this or if your son's like that. But when she wins, she always presents a trophy to herself.
Correct.
And then she goes, but you can have it, daddy. And I'm really strong on like, hey, I didn't win it. I don't want your trophy.
Yep.
Like you don't get a trophy if you don't win.
Yeah.
And when I beat her, because I'll go half and half with her. Sometimes I'll let her win. It's tough for me to do.
Yeah.
But when I win, she like gets all upset. And it's like, honey, this is just the way it is.
Yeah, my kid has the like that Kobe mentality. Like he was playing some game with his grandma. I wasn't there. And my girl was so upset at him. She's like, I grounded Tiger. We took his iPad. He stayed in his room today. I'm like, why? And he just hates to lose. And he's playing some game with his grandma. And she's like, oh, you lost. And he's like, you're a loser. Like, all right, dude, you can't talk to your grandma that way.
Yeah, you can't do that.
But also respect it.
Yeah, 100% respect that.
But you want your kid to look at you like Superman. You know, like when I took him into this jiu-jitsu gym by our house, you know, there's guys there with black belts. And he's like, Dad, they have black belts. I'm like, yeah, they're black belts. And he's like, man, you think you could beat them? I was like, excuse me? Me? He's like, yeah. He's like, you have and my thing is never to lie to him. And he's like, you have your black belt? Technically, no. No one's ever physically given me my black belt.
Right.
But I was a black belt. I competed at the highest level, tap guys out in the UFC. I'm black belt.
That we're black belts.
But I don't, yes. Yeah, I mean, I've been a black belt for 8 years. I just never officially had the belt. So he's like, oh, you have your black belt? And I was like, well, no, but I mean,
yeah.
And so I called in the car. I was like, mother, he was at practices. All I could think, I'm like, fuck, dude, what am I going to do? So I called my coach. I haven't talked to him in like 4 years, Amal Easton in Denver. And he's a black belt under Henzo Gracie. And they've been asking me to come out there and get my black belt. I just don't care now. I didn't give a fuck until my son got into jiu-jitsu. So we got in the car and I fucking called my coach. He's like, Schaub? I'm like, what's up, coach? Hey, you still have that black belt? He's like, yeah, it's in my desk. I'm like, I'm flying in Friday to get that fucking belt. I'm bringing my son. Dude, we flew out there and in 2 days later, we fly out there. And to get it, you got to go through like the gauntlet roll with all the black belts there.
Yeah.
So my son's just watching. I got my gi on. I'm just fucking doing my thing. He gives me the black belt. I look at my son like, this is your fucking black belt, dude.
Yeah, I showed him what's what.
Yeah, man.
Your son's the one at school saying like, my dad could whip your dad's ass.
100%.
But you're actually the dad that could whip their ass.
I think so. I think there's some tough dads there, but I think so. The problem is the school he goes to, I won't say where it's at, but I worry about his surroundings. Like the school is, one of the top of the nation, great sports, phenomenal sports. That's why I want him to go there. Great academics. But it's also like,
Yeah, they came last.
yeah, I know.
Sports, phenomenal sports, good academics.
Yeah,
and then he kind of
decent
continued.
academics anyways, yeah. But he goes to school in Compton. But he, he's in South Central, but he's very good at
Yeah, he's good. He's only been stabbed 3 times since he started.
Yeah. Red or blue, but
Yeah, we got to get some extra money, so he's dealing also.
Like he had his little friend had his 5th birthday party, and it's like, dude, for my 5th birthday party, I got a fucking cupcake. My dad let me watch a cartoon.
Yeah.
This party, dude, and I'll tell you off air whose party it was. It's like, it's not real, man. They had a fucking chocolate fountain that was made out of the kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, and David Blaine was doing magic. David Blaine's doing magic.
You're lying.
And
David Blaine's
there. But no,
how defeated was David Blaine like making animals,
I
like
went up
pulling
to
bunnies out of hats? Like, what the fuck
no
am I
one's
doing?
paying attention. I went up to him. I was like, "What's up, dude?" Because the kids are playing with their fucking Legos. They don't give a fuck about David Blaine.
They don't know that they're in the
have
presence
no
of
clue.
greatness.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's magic, but yeah.
Yeah, but still, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, but
people who pay
Hey, that was a tough deal. You're right. Hey, that was on me. That's on me.
people who pay top dollar for birthday parties, it's pretty
Oh shit! Yeah. Hey, we're like that. You're still getting no fucking cupcake. That's for damn sure. I'm not doing a Fallon and David Blaine. We're not boys like that. But hey, there's a pony. I guarantee there's a pony at my fucking parties.
Elsa was there.
Elsa was there.
Bro, we go
shit.
all out.
Yeah,
dude.
there you go.
A jumpy castle.
Yeah. Oh, we had that too.
We had fun. Well, I basically hired Joe Exotic on that bitch. There was a wild tiger and shit. They were passing around like a live python and shit. It was dope, man.
It's like the new competing of parents or something like that. Like parents come there and take notes.
We had like
the next birthday party you go to, they outdo you a little bit.
Yeah. We had a big spike ball tournament. The boys are in the front yard.
Yeah. All the moms are corralling the kids. We're playing our own games.
Sweating our ass off.
Sweating our ass like the middle of July.
Next, man. Let's go.
Like yelling at each other.
You always like connect with one dad who's like kind of like matches with what your vibes with.
Yeah.
Right? And but the rest of them are just, especially where I'm at, pussies, dude. Where I'm just like, oh, get out of here, man. Yeah. I don't want in my house.
There's the music scenes can be kind of like that sometimes a little bit. There's a lot of music scene. Because they don't do competitive stuff. They're all very artsy.
You're talking about the artists.
Yeah, the artists. So we have like a lot of artists at our house doing it, and they're like, it's funny to me because artists want to kind of be athletes in a way, the same way athletes kind of want to be actors and artists.
Yeah.
And so like, there's this weird dynamic going around. But once you sit down and talk to them, like, oh, we just don't think the same. Like I'm thinking of ways like, when you're like a kid, you're like sizing dudes up. Any person you meet, like you're boys with them, but first you're like, can I beat this dude's ass?
Yeah, but that competitive edge like never leaves. Like they'll be like, oh, I'm doing this. In my head, I'm like, I did that a while ago.
Yeah,
100%. But you're trying to be humble. You're like, no, it's really cool, man.
Right.
Yeah,
You're killing it. You're killing it.
Yeah. It's tough to navigate that, man.
That's a fucking deal.
They're like, hey, when's your kids start walking? They're back, 11 months. I'm thinking in my head, like, I mean, I was 9, so okay.
Yeah. I was 9 months. That's wild. You kind of say that like an hour later, so it doesn't like match up with them. But in your head, you got their ass. That's crazy, dude. But when you see these parents, like you say, you get your black belt, you doing the guillotine and all that stuff. Could you still got it?
What do you mean?
Like, could you still fight like that?
Oh yeah.
You really think so?
Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
If you gotta
I still roll and train all the time. Like I don't really in the head, but yeah, like as far like I'd say I'm stronger now than I was in college. Like I deadlift more, I bench more.
Oh, you're out there deadlifting. I've seen
I just do meat and potatoes, and then I run because I do those Tough Mudders. Like I have to contractually after like 6 years, so I stay in shape for that. Yeah.
God damn.
But I watched because I love the combine shit. Like I love it. So I'll watch all the combine on NFL Network, and then I'll see what like the linebackers and fullbacks and tight ends are doing. I'm like, let's see where I'm at. You know, your boy did 30, 225, 30.
That's solid.
Dude, I mean, it's fucking
running a
tough.
I'm an offensive lineman. I did 30.
So sprinting's different. So now daddy can't get out of second gear anymore. Because I tried racing my friend and I fucking blew my
hamstring.
I blew out both hamstrings.
No, how do you blow out both?
Just life, dude.
Got to be the most painful experience of your life.
Oh, dude.
God.
I was so embarrassed and I was so upset. Dude.
Hey, a little thought for a show that could live on YouTube is having ex-athletes, UFC fighters, artists
compete
and do a combine.
That'd be dope.
Instead of 225, you do 135 based on the weight class.
That'd be dope.
You know what I'm saying?
I was thinking this. I mean, this is so inside baseball here. But I
love it. Hey, write this down so we can take it before he does it.
But for 225 at the combine, it doesn't make sense anymore. Like to have guys over, I'll say if you're over 250, the 225 should change to 315 or at least 285. Because if you're a big ass O lineman,
I don't know about
you weigh
that.
300 something pounds.
That's a lot of weight.
What, 285?
For reppies?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I probably get like 10 of them things.
You'll get more than 10.
285 is a lot of weight.
Dude. But
that's a big jump.
What'd you get from at 225?
30.
And you say you got 30?
I got 30 last Tuesday.
Yeah, but look at that. He cheating.
You know he dabbles
in that body. Yeah.
Oh, don't bring USADA around me. Yeah, no. Sure. I mean, 100%. I'm like, Dad.
You're Water's worst nightmare.
I'm super.
Yeah, no question.
You get to live the dream.
For real.
Yeah, it's great.
Before we get back to the Brendan Schaub episode, please take a moment. Please just take this moment and subscribe to Bussin With The Boys pod. It doesn't take very long, and it'll go a long way for us, and that's people helping people. That's powerful stuff. This ad read has to do with one of our favorite boots, probably our favorite boot in the entire world, Georgia Boot. Georgia Boot is the world's most comfortable boot. Georgia Boot is America's hardest working boot. Georgia Boot makes super good looking and super comfortable boots, so comfortable that you never want to take them off.
That's facts.
These boots will hold up in any condition without sacrifice or comfort. It has the comfort technology of an athlete shoe packed into a great looking boot. The boy and I wear these boots all the time. It's rain, snow, hot, cold, everything in between. You can wear these boots. You can live them, love them, and like them. They are outstanding and they're so affordable. So affordable. I think this is a ridiculous discount you're about to get because they're already so affordable and good looking. But if you head over to georgiaboot.com and use code BUSSIN for 20% off, I'm going to tell you, boys and girls, that's basically stealing. I don't know how they make a dime on it. They're that good looking, they're that nice, and they're that affordable. Enjoy some Georgia Boot.
Because I talk about it, I'm like, whenever I'm fully done, like I just can't wait to dabble in some stuff.
We're for sure going to do it. We're done playing.
Blood work checked, and then they're like, dude, like my levels were shot. So I was like, why not? Like if you're deficient in vitamin D, take more vitamin D. If you're low in testosterone, take more testosterone. I'm not fucking The Rock over here, juice to the gills. My levels are just operating at a higher level.
But the scary thing about that is how do you navigate what's the best doctor to go to? Because in my head, I'm like, well, the only person to go to is the Rock's guy. He's got guy looks unbelievable. He's got energy at the ass. Why wouldn't I try to find that doctor instead of finding some like I don't know who you and Joe and all these guys go to.
There's guys.
There's guys, or is there a guy?
No, there's a guy, but there's also a lot of guys, especially
that makes me nervous.
It's gonna be easy for you.
Once you start dabbling in that testosterone stuff, isn't like once you start, you're there forever?
No.
Oh, really?
No, are you from the 90s? No, not at all.
Hey,
no.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, no.
90s baby though. Let's go.
Lila Zadel. No, there's fucking it's like there's stuff you can do so your testes start working naturally. There's stuff you can take. So it's not like once you start, you can never,
get off.
Yeah.
You're not doing like a cycle and then doing like a estrogen blocker or anything like that.
I'm not doing like a fucking Gold's Gym stack here,
We're talking like a peptide stack. Like a Ben Greenfield peptide.
When I tore my hamstring, I started to do the peptides.
You do like
I
the
recovered
BPC?
fast. Yeah.
You do BPC 157?
I don't even know what it is.
It's called
why not just have cool names for it though? Like that stuff, like it's all this weird shit.
Yeah, it's a lot of numbers. It's like Elon Musk's kids' names.
Yeah, it's
like
so strange.
AXY.
No, you're right. Yeah,
12.
Yeah. I don't know
like,
what.
hey, can we just call it Todd 7? You know what I'm saying?
A cool name.
You want to throw a number in and go ahead, but that's kind of the deal.
7 or some shit.
That is
cool,
dope,
right?
But BPC 157 is body protection compound, and you just it's like a little syringe. You just inject it. Like a lot of the players were doing it, and WADA just put it on the list like in December or January. But it was like the best thing for like recovery. If you had like a hamstring pull, you put it right in there and you feel so much better.
Yeah, I don't know why they don't let more guys use that. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
Oh, it is nuts. And I love that they're now banning it in the NFL because it's like we've been on something for years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, you don't say it like that.
Well,
People come creeping on my door again like, hey, what the fuck?
I've said it on the Amir Abdullah podcast. I was taking BPC 157 because of the Ben Greenfield podcast on Joe Rogan.
Yes.
You start looking into it and it does, bro. Like last year, I caught like a grade 1 pop my hamstring coming out accelerating. And I'm putting BPC in right in the injury twice a day.
Yep.
And I'm running again hard in like 8 days.
Yeah.
I heard I was talking to Michael Chandler and he was telling me that the UFC is thinking about doing something where the first month after your fight, you can kind of take whatever you want to recover from that fight better.
That'd be brilliant, dude.
It's a smart idea, right?
You will invest in
you back up to neutral.
the product, dude. And those guys beat each other up so bad, like those training camps.
Crazy.
Like the NBA does it right. They test you once a year. All right, it's basically an intelligence test. And so, like, how much human growth is fucking LeBron on, dude?
Oh, dude,
like, to be his age and just to be that big and not injured, like, dude, like you got to invest in the product,
right?
Daddy.
What he just put up, like, what 50 the other night at 39 years old. Last night,
I think Mike Tyson said something about like taking like all these PEDs or testosterone stuff should be legal for every sport but UFC because of how big and strong guys can get, and then it becomes like you could kill dudes because of how strong you are. And that's Mike Tyson saying that. That's not me. So if you have an issue, that's with you. That's between you two. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. I have to work with that guy.
That's all you. Go ahead and navigate those waters, homie.
I see what he's saying because it's like that, but listen, as far as like baseball, they should be juiced to the gills. I want to see fucking home runs. I want Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa.
Barry Bonds.
Nobody's getting hurt. Tennis, fucking juiced to the gills. Football, different animal. Football's tough because the athletes are so big and fast and they're the best athletes we have to offer in America. And when you start giving them steroids, you're talking a different animal. You know what I'm saying?
How crazy would that game be though? If it was like a free-for-all.
Oh, I'm all for it. I think they should make steroids.
I'd be terrified out
from an
there.
entertainment factor, we're all for it.
But football and fighting would be dangerous. But as far as recovery goes, that's why I like that right after the fight. That makes
first month after the season or first 2 months after the season of football.
But
you can
then
take whatever you want.
Take such advantage of it. Guys can get so juicy, and figure shit out.
Yeah. You can do tests in the league. You have to like test 3 times, and if your testosterone levels are below a certain point, they'll allow you to do it.
Yeah,
gotta be like below 250 or something like that.
Brockers or Brooks, some guard. He played for Philadelphia. He, I think, got on that. Someone told me he did. Guy is fucking shredded. He just retired.
No, the
But
UFC used
yoked
to allow,
up.
the UFC, they would call it a TRT exemption,
Mm-hmm.
and the commission actually let guys do it. And once it got around, and it was in the height of my career, once it got out that you were allowed to do it, we all were like, fuck, we all applied for the exemption.
Yeah.
And they were giving it like fucking Skittles to everybody.
Loves
I couldn't afford it. So like my team, a lot of the guys were on it and like, yeah, just go meet with this doctor. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude, this is gonna be great. I go and he tells me how much it is. And now it ain't shit. But
What
when
was it back then?
God, I want to say like it was you're paying per month because you have to go in, I think twice a month to see this doctor. And it was like $2,000 a month, which I did not have the money. And I was like, oh, I can't do it. And I knew other guys were doing it. I'm like, fuck, dude.
Yeah, that's completely a disadvantage for you.
Sucks.
If you were able to do it, you think your career would have lasted longer? Or you would have done better?
But yeah, for sure would have been better, yeah.
That's a wild deal. There's a TRT exemption.
Guys I know who try and go all out and self-sabotage to try and get that exemption. I'm talking like hurt their sleep, like fucking eat fast food.
Yeah.
We'll do anything to
really.
You
There's ways to lower your test, yeah.
Yeah, ways to lower your test to like do anything to try and get those three in a row where you test below 250 so then you can get, I think it's 250. I might be butchering that, but
yeah. I know Richie Incognito tried to do that.
That makes sense.
Thank God he did not get it.
Any more testosterone.
No.
Yeah.
He's a fucking house, dude.
A monster.
He's a monstrous man.
Yeah.
A Nebraska boy. I played against Richie.
He was there for a year or two before he got kicked out.
Oh, yeah. So he was only there for 2 years. I was talking about Taylor about that last night.
Yeah, because he ended up
beating guys up, right?
Yeah, he beat up a fraternity
party. He like beat up
the
entire
fraternity. Yeah.
Like,
exactly, bro.
Yeah.
The
like
frat.
took out Osama Pie or whatever the fuck.
Point out the house, him and the teammate, because the frats jumped this teammate of his. And he's like, hey, he goes up to the teammate, didn't really know him. Hey, you're coming with me. Show me where the house is.
Oh, fuck.
And they go and drive and they're on, Greek Row or whatever. And the teammate points at the house. He's like, that's the house. So they get out and he's like,
well, just Richie or a couple
Richie
boys?
And the teammate. Yeah, Richie and the teammate.
And the guy and the buddy got jumped.
The one who got jumped. And it's just Richie and him. They walk up. Richie bangs on the door, opens it up, and starts beating the shit out of everybody.
He's literally
like,
the juggernaut from Mexico.
They say like guys They say like guys are like standing up on the second floor, like looking down, not trying to go down there.
Oh, no.
But he's beating up fucking everybody.
He's a problem.
God, dude.
Problem.
Yeah, you think a school like Nebraska would be able to cover something like that up?
Yeah,
like cover that thing up.
Coach Bo came on and he was part of that staff and he remembers the team meeting where they're like, we need to. I don't want to butcher what he was saying, but it's like we need to protect ours. Like if shit's going on and you guys are happen to be around each other, we don't let that shit happen type of thing.
Yeah.
But nobody was around this player that got beat up. They were just kind of reiterating, we don't let this shit happen.
Yeah.
The next thing they know, they're coming in the next day and all the coaches are like, hey, did you hear about Richie? Like he beat the fuck out of the entire house.
Hard.
Yeah, he took it hard.
What a fucking teammate. What a teammate.
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't have said that.
I want that guy on my team. He's 100%. A little bit of a liability, but if he can channel that, dude.
100%. Like Antonio Brown.
Hell yeah.
Like he's so fucking good. If you can just channel the crazy, kind of corral that, I mean, Super Bowl contender.
He's a little toxic. I don't know. I mean, a little toxic.
I've never played with him, so I have no right to say anything, but it kind
either.
of seems that way as well.
It would seem that way.
Yeah, it's kind of.
I know talking to a couple of the players on Tampa, it's like, you're being in a team sport, that shit's hard. It's like, yeah, he's a superstar, and he's like a celeb superstar. I get he's playing like a different game now, but if you're wanting to be a football player, like there are certain sacrifices you got to make, like for the team.
100%. But also those receivers are such divas.
Oh, yeah. They can be. There's a couple. Like we got a dude named Nick Westbrook, Indiana cat. Salt of the earth dude. Grinds, blocks, does it all. It never says a word about how many touches he's getting or anything like that. Now he's like a third, fourth wide receiver.
If he gets to the Pro Bowl, he changes his tune. But
maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. There's a lot of dudes like
Cooper
that
Kupp,
out there.
Though. He fucking blocks, plays with
Cooper
Odell.
really does that thing.
Oh, plays with Odell. Like, and they're like, hey, we're bringing Odell. He's like, I don't give a shit. And his numbers went bigger.
Yeah, Cooper's a stud, man.
Yeah.
I think Odell's been humbled quite a bit. The ACL, playing at the Browns. And when he was leaving the Browns and they were talking about how Baker's the issue, and I'm outside looking in, like I was in the same draft class as Odell and I've known him a little bit, but I don't know him like that. It kind of seemed like, is it really Baker? Is it really the Browns? And he gets in the Rams and you're like, damn, I guess it was, because which is a wild thought.
Yeah.
But he seems like he's been humbled to the point where he's not like a diva seeming guy.
Though. He's such a fucking talent.
He's incredible. I hate that he tore his ACL in that Super Bowl, man.
Dude, drove me nuts.
Same one too.
Dude, they would have blown them out. I think they would have blown them out the water if he didn't
think so?
Yeah. They were marching on them boys.
They really were.
And then for Cooper Kupp, it's like, fuck, dude. Now they're just gonna double him.
Right.
Still balled out. Still MVP.
Yeah, it was a great game though. The way it ended, Aaron Donald at the end. I thought he was going to retire.
Yeah, because we were supposed to watch.
We were supposed to do it together. And then Daddy got offered money.
I purposely threw that game. I threw that wild card game or division game just to be with you.
We got to go out to do Fight Companion.
Daddy got offered a lot of money to do the pod at the show at Lenny Kravitz's. This is the most Hollywood thing, at Lenny Kravitz's house with Mike Tyson, Daniel Cormier.
Hey, I fucking hate you, dude.
Yeah, I know.
We were gonna make it big. We were ready, bro. We were fucking ready.
Hey, we on the phone
with you guys.
We on the phone. We were like, I was bummed out. We lost, and then like 72 hours later, I'm like, oh fuck.
It's like, hey, I guess we can go
to LA.
Yeah.
I know. I'm sorry, man.
That's a tough deal.
Yeah, that was
Shouldn't have thrown that game.
All of us.
That was tough.
Daddy decide money over friends, and I apologize, and I'll do it again.
Yeah, no question.
Yeah.
Right, it's a dog eat dog world.
Because you were out there with like, you were out
Brandon
there
Marshall, DC, and Tyson. It was good. It's just here's the thing, like the problem with like Hollywood and that shit. So the Fight Companion, which I didn't start, that's Joe Rogan's thing. And then when he moved to Austin and I was still in LA, that was our favorite show to do. Out of all the shows we ever done, the Fight Companion was our fucking favorite show. So I call him like, dude, we gotta get the boys back together. Let's fucking do Fight Companion. He's like, I'm too busy, man. I literally can't do it, man. He's like, you do it. I'm like, really? He's like, you do it, man. You can do it. And I'm like, you think? He's like, yeah, you do it. It's like, say less, dude. I'll do it. So, but it's like Brian Callen, Chris D'Elia. It's my boys. We're all boys.
Yeah.
That's why it works.
Hanging out, watching all friends.
I know D'Elia doesn't watch sports like that. Does Callen?
No. Well, Callen likes fighting, but that's why it's funny. Because I'll be the one who knows, the actual X's and O's. And then the three of us were such good friends. There's a fun dynamic there.
Right.
That's why that show works. Because we're three best friends. We all sing the same fucking tune. Hollywood goes, oh, these things get big numbers. We're going to do that. Let's put 4 random guys together who don't know each other and do the same thing. It's not going to work. In the Super Bowl, how long? 5 fucking hours?
Yeah.
For the hour fucking halftime show? It's a nightmare. Yeah. And then I got to be basically the fucking Joe Buck of the thing. I got an earpiece in. I got a host. I do reads and shit. They just don't. Hollywood doesn't get like, you just can't do that. Like reason, it's called companion. Like we're friends. We're drinking. We're talking about octopus for a fucking hour. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you can't produce that thing. And Hollywood wants to get that and produce it, and you can't. They don't understand it.
So how did the thing go then?
It was everybody. I had fun.
You probably had more fun with us though.
100%.
Knowing football.
Oh, 100%. But it's not even about it'd been great. Brandon Marshall knows football, but those aren't my friends. Those aren't my boys. I can't shoot the shit with them. Right. DC's my boy, and we had fun on the side doing our thing, but I still have to worry about wrangling Tyson in, and Brandon Marshall's drinking tequila, taking over and, shit like that.
Did Brandon Marshall talk to you at all about the I Am Athlete thing and how they broke up?
No, not at all.
He didn't speak about it at all?
No.
We had the Pivot guys on.
Because I didn't know, because he was doing I Am Athlete, right? And which was a big show.
Yeah.
Me and Brandon know each other because we were both Showtime guys. So we both launched at the same time. So they would use both of us together for marketing. So we'd like cross-pollinate all the time.
That's awesome.
So I worked with him a bunch of times.
What a genius way to like get your podcast or get your shows going is cross-pollinating. It's only the best thing
to build podcasts.
Yeah. That's wild.
Yeah, the I Am Athlete stuff was interesting because we had the Pivot guys on. They had I Am Athlete, so there was a group of them, right? It was like Brandon Marshall, Channing Crowder, Fred Taylor, and Ocho Cinco. And they went through like a bit of a breakup because, business gets in the way.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like it was a business.
Brandon and Ocho, I'd assume, 2 diva receivers. I don't know, but if
I want to say Brandon has all of the I Am Athlete because he has gyms back in Florida, House of Athlete.
Right.
He does a lot more. He does a lot more spinoffs, more than just kind of
umbrella company. Yeah.
But also Brandon, to his credit, like he, podcasting, he can do it. That boy can talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, he can do it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Those other guys that I don't know.
They're good.
Fred Taylor, Channing Crowder, like they're outstanding.
They had
came on here.
4 of them, and then they decided to go their separate ways.
It's kind of seemed like when they started the whole thing during COVID, like the business part of it wasn't buttoned up, and then it blew up in a way that they probably never saw it happening.
Right.
And then they were kind of coming like, "Hey, what's the deal?"
It makes things weird.
Yeah. And I think Marshall might have probably owned the whole thing, or
because he
owns all the House of Athlete, the supplements, all the different stuff.
So maybe like House of Athlete, they probably wanted something like that.
Yeah.
But I Am Athlete, that pod, they were running like a year before they started to blow up around COVID time.
Mm-hmm.
They were going, and then he added Fred and Channing, and Ocho, and that's when it started to take off. So when they came back to the table and sat down, the guys who started the Pivot, they felt like it was more of a slap in the face. Like, hey, I thought we were
the Pivot.
The Pivot podcast is Channing Crowder, Fred Taylor, and they added Ryan Clark.
Oh,
And
Ryan's
they
great.
basically,
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, he's basically filling the role, the void of like Brandon Marshall.
Oh, that's a good show.
Oh, they've been awesome. They travel around everybody.
Oh,
they
they're
do all
blowing
this
up,
stuff.
dude. They're killing it.
Love
That's
to
a
hear
show
it.
to
The
for sure look
producer
at.
of that show was also the producer of I Am Athlete.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
gotcha.
again, it was like a bad breakup, like production.
They
There's like
all
a
went.
cost of
They
doing
all
a show.
left.
They ended
Marshall
up
and went with the
they left
Favorite
Marshall.
Boys.
Yeah.
Right.
The stuff seemed a little sketchy.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I get it.
Yeah.
That's
You know how stuff
I mean, you
gets
guys are blown up too, man.
Bro, things
guys
have
are
been going
crushing
really
it.
well.
Yeah, I love it.
It's been a
Love to see
wild since the season ended. It's really kind of like become a thing. Like it's just kind of going to the stratosphere
Well,
right
it's
now.
hard when you guys are in season to do.
Yeah, it
both.
really is. It really is because Will's got to run pretty much all of that while I'm focused on football.
Yep.
Because when you win a game, it's great, but when you lose a game, lose a couple. If I'm over here doing a podcast, it just probably sends a bad message to the team, to the players, and to the media.
Unless you get on and you use this as your voice, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's tough, but
I mean, as long as you're not celebrating getting hammered, with Will after a loss, if you
Yeah.
guys lose in the playoffs, you're like, whoa,
yeah, it's over.
Yeah,
fuck
well,
it.
I was saying we could
freedom.
could always shape it in a way like Rogers does McAfee, like because people do know like Taylor and I do this thing.
100%.
Yeah.
But if you just knew it was like a 20-minute segment with Taylor or something like that, to where because people will come after, talk
Like,
shit.
yeah, if we lose, the bus gets torched. Like you guys catch stray bullets for like me
Yeah.
and stuff like
That's why
that.
you signed up for it. And
No,
I
I love
but
it.
also, who gives a fuck, right?
Right, yeah.
Because, they work for Uber and UPS, and they're what, making funny because you lost a fucking playoff game? It's
Yeah.
like, what do you want me to do, man?
Right.
And that playoff
I'm
game
with
hurt
you.
the
I
most.
agree.
That one hurt so bad.
I bet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we play them again this year though in the regular season.
Yeah.
So
You're
whatever.
going back.
Yeah, maybe not. It's just how the game works.
But so when you guys are out of season, then you're going, now the plan is you're going to like spring training camps?
We're kind of just figuring stuff out. Like we sat down and talked about things we wanted to do and get out there and do more. He had brought up a Bussin Spring football tour. Now the good thing with this past season, not getting to play, like I was chilling for so long that we ended up taking the bus on the road, getting it towed. We get sponsors to take care of the tow and staying at a hotel. And we took it to Nebraska. We took it to Tennessee and did these tailgates pregame.
I don't know why you guys just don't get, I don't mean to interrupt you, but I don't know why you just don't like you guys can financially can do it. Get like an RV, turn it into this. So you can just go there. So you
We
don't have
talked
to tow
about
it.
doing that
I've
stuff.
been trying, every
So you
bus
don't
I
have to
see,
tow it, dude.
every bus I see, I'm trying to buy.
Yeah, for sure.
know?
Just do that,
Right.
guys, instead of towing this fucking thing everywhere.
True,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, I
But
think you
falling
need like
in-
a
gotta
class,
own
you
it.
need a Class A license to drive a bus though. I think.
Yeah, you need
Not an
something.
RV though.
Yeah, no, not an
Too
RV.
bad. RV doesn't go as hard as a bus.
Yeah, fair.
I'm all about the look.
No, I'm with you.
And people get to see the bus like on site. Like
Yeah,
they
people
see all
will
the
fall in
stuff
love
that
with
you're
Just
this
get an
doing.
updated bus. I'm sure it'd be fun.
Right.
And it's investment. Also, huge write off. Come
Yeah,
on.
that's true.
To win, do that.
But we figured out like damn, we could have something in the future like when we're not like when I'm not playing. Like if I don't play again, like next year we can set all this stuff up to where we take the bus around because that's when a lot of the boys merch, a lot of that stuff was blown up. We were kind of leaning into our college programs a little bit more. So figuring out those strides like this past year during the season was a lot of fun. And then once we got done, unfortunately McAfee came on the week that he was during the playoff game, their playoff game. Because McAfee did SmackDown here in Nashville.
Yeah.
It was the only time we could swing him. But it was like we had McAfee lined up, the pivot. We had a few guests lined up to where it was like, you just kind of it started to kind of take
Big
off.
boys.
Yeah.
Here's what's gonna happen with you guys. Guarantee it. So with what you're doing with the NCAA, they don't have like a voice like that. Like two guys
Yeah.
that can pull it off and get that demographic. So what's gonna happen is the big boys are gonna come along and get invested in it. It's gonna get weird for you guys, especially when you're talking about
Yeah.
NCAA, NFL, because they don't have anything. What you guys are doing.
Right.
And they're gonna want to 100% get their hands involved.
I think the NCAA's got a big bag of issues coming their way anyway with college football. It seems like
With
with
the
all
pay, the
all the
compensation?
NIL stuff, like there's really no way to control it right now. It's the Wild West out there, and the SEC's like slowly snatching up colleges, and they might just like say, "Fuck you guys, we're not working with you anymore."
Agree.
And so if the SEC grabs a Michigan, gets Texas, grabs Oklahoma,
Nebraska, come on.
and grabs
What's
Nebraska,
wrong?
Here's
Apples?
Colorado, sure. that'd be
Colorado,
cool.
but
That'd
gets
be
the
cool.
Buffaloes in there.
Yeah.
and they say, "All right, we're our own conference now." No one's going to watch the NCAA. They're going to watch this mega
You're gonna
conference.
watch the best of the best.
Yeah, that's what
what
it's
they're
going to be.
do.
Like no one really watches Bellator. Everyone's watching UFC.
Correct.
You know?
Yeah, the best are in UFC. And
Yeah.
that's the most entertaining.
Yeah. But like guys come from Bellator, and I mean, like our boy's Michael Chandler.
That's my boy too.
Yeah, and he's had a couple ones that, like the one against Oliveira, I think he should have won that one. He won that one in the first round, and then that second one he just got banked real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I think he could have won that fight. And then the second one didn't go the way he wanted. So this is like a make or break fight.
And banging,
yeah.
with Gaethje.
So I had Chandler come to LA, and then so we do a food truck, which I've been doing. So we do a food truck. Then after the food truck, we do a new show called Fight Night Flashback Fight Nights. And we watch the fighter's 3 most important fights of his career. So for Chandler, we watched his last fight in Bellator against Benson Henderson. And then we watched
smoked him.
He smoked him to get, that's when he was a free agent.
Contract
Himself, went to the UFC.
If he was Bellator. I keep interrupting you.
Bellator.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he went to the UFC, and then they gave him, he got Hooker. He got Dan Hooker, which isn't an easy fight. I told you that. Hate the matchup for him.
Right.
Smoked him. And then he gets Charles Oliveira and Justin Gaethje. So we watched, we watched 2 of his wins and 2 of his losses. But that's the UFC, man. That's what's different about the UFC.
Right.
It's like SEC football, or it's like the NFL. It's like AFC West. Dude, everyone's monsters.
Right.
In the UFC, like from 1 to 30, in order to get that title shot, you have to walk through fucking hell, dude.
Right.
These other leagues, Bellator, whoever it is, there might, sure, the top 5 guys could probably hang in the UFC. But outside that, man, it's a cakewalk to get there.
Yeah.
UFC, you're walking through fucking fire, man. Fire.
So with Chandler, his fight on May 7th with Ferguson, is this like a make or break fight for him? Like he's got
for both of them.
For both of them.
Both of them. Whoever loses that once can get dicey.
Really?
Yeah, super dicey.
So how do you see that fight going?
Man, I love Tony Ferguson. He's taken so much damage, and I think Chandler still has a lot left to prove. So I love the fight. Tony hasn't looked great, man. It's been tough for him to get a win.
You got Chandler.
I got Chandler. Yeah. I love Michael. Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, really. That fight's in Arizona.
Is it really?
That's what the boys were saying back there.
Did they announce it officially? What's the date on that? May 7th.
Yeah, we got to go to that.
You can go to that, or you could be on the Fight Companion with me.
No, hey, listen, empty promises, right?
Oh, come on, dude.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
There's gonna be more cash.
When Verizon, come on, Daddy. The money.
Verizon?
Come on, man.
We were texting since November, bro. You know what kind of breakup that was like for me?
Tell me about it,
Like,
dude.
I kept my composure in text, but I was hurting, bro.
I know, and I felt awful. And then that money wired through. I went, that was the right choice.
Yeah.
And then I know you felt even worse telling me, like, hey, can we switch around the time for this podcast today? You're like, I got to do a...
Dude.
Yeah.
My fucking schedule, man.
This is a full give and you're taking.
No, I know. And I feel bad. And I owe you guys. And I'll make it up.
You want to do Fight Companion May 7th?
Yeah, I'm down. Yep.
All right, shake on it right now.
Shake on it.
We won't pay you a dime.
Hopefully I'm not on tour, but yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I'm in. Yeah, it's all
I'm not on tour, but yeah.
Hotel, whatever you guys want. I got it, man.
I love that.
Hey, what about you're talking about how it could get it interesting for us, like, Bussin With The Boys, Thiccc Boy Media.
Dude, I know, but you guys,
we're under contract.
What's the contract year though?
Yeah, I know.
There's no rules in talking to other people.
Yeah, for you guys though, I mean, I don't know the inner workings of Barstool, especially right now with the Portnoy shit and all that happened, them getting bought out. But someone's gonna look at you guys, you know what I'm saying? And it's sky's the limit. No one's doing what you guys are doing. It's brilliant. It's only gonna get bigger. Yeah,
we got a lot of
spring training camp shit, and especially that was my first question. I said, are the coaches into it? Because if you get the universities behind it, dude, what are we doing, man?
Bro, they look at it from a recruiting standpoint.
Yeah,
like,
it's huge.
We were in Nebraska, and the D coordinator came up and showed us a postcard. It was from when I brought the bus, and I'm like standing in front of the bus, and they cropped in the mascot. He's like, this is a postcard we're sending out to recruits.
Oh no, and Nebraska needs all the help they can get.
Oh
yeah,
yes, bro. I mean, greatest 3-win football team of all time, but we need some help.
Yeah, you live in the
no
past,
doubt about it.
Area,
yeah. I mean, it's the most recent.
We just did that this past year.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
What?
Greatest 3-win football team of all time.
They won 3, lost 9, but every game they lost was less than 7 points.
You see his face. He's like,
I don't give a fuck. It's like losing's losing, man. You guys are the best at losing. Yeah.
It's been a tough road for Will. We're trying to make him feel better.
We played like 3, 4, 5 top 10 teams.
Yeah, I know, but you only won 3 games. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
but we're in there. We can play with anybody. We lost to Michigan by 3. They went to the college playoff. Like, we're telling them boys that we can play with
lose to anybody.
We can lose for that. Hey, I don't want to pile on. I've been on your side the whole time, but he's right. Yeah, it's hard for me to fight this battle with you.
Very black and white.
How much fun did you have at Nebraska?
It was a blast.
Oh, Nebraska's fucking
Nebraska
great.
is an all-time college town. I fucking loved it there.
Yeah, it's the best.
I'm excited for you to see Michigan the way Michigan really is.
Dude, I'm so
who's on the schedule? Nebraska, Michigan.
And then we're going to go to Tennessee.
Oh, Tennessee's going to be great.
Yeah.
Because with the
There's
baby
3
coming,
electric programs.
It's been hard to figure out all the scheduling.
Yeah.
So we're going and it'll be like for one night. Yeah, it's going to be like one night at a time. So we're starting with 3, and then next year maybe we'll make it bigger. And then we got this football season that we can do stuff. And then we're also dabbling in live shows. We're doing our first live show at Zany's.
Oh, that'd be dope.
April 24th.
You guys have have you done like a run through for it? Like,
We haven't done
you're not gonna go up there and wing it, no?
yet.
Right? Okay.
Well, right now,
Right? No? Okay.
we're not going to just wing it, but we haven't.
wanna
talked
wing
about
My
what
plan
we're
is to wing
doing.
it.
You can wing it, but you definitely want like bullet points. Otherwise,
I agree with you. I'm more of a preparation guy.
I'm definitely
you just
a
want
fly by
some
the cuff guy.
jumping off points because obviously you got the gift of the gab, both of you do, but you want jumping off points, especially when you do it live. Otherwise, because if it's just you two bullshitting for an hour, people are gonna walk away and like, Jesus Christ, dude. You know what I'm saying?
You paid for that?
Like the live performance.
Well,
it has
because
to be a
sometimes where it
performance.
goes and you don't get whether you don't feel like you're entertaining the right way, you start forcing your own shit.
We're gonna get
Yeah.
David
You
Blaine.
sit there and look at each other and like you start forcing.
Have you ever been to like a live podcast?
Uh-uh.
They're awful. They're fucking awful. They're like TED Talks.
Not
Yeah.
ours.
So well, that's where me and Brian changed the game because when Brian were doing live firing the kids, I was like, oh, we're just gonna sit down and talk to each other. Who'd fucking pay for that? He's like, no. We're gonna do performances, man. He's like, it's not the podcast.
Like juggling? Like, oh, you guys are
No,
do
'cause it was
sets?
sets and then improv, and we had.
Yeah, but we don't do stand up. We don't do
don't do
improv.
stand-up,
Will's
but-
never done an improv class in his life.
You guys don't really need to. You have gift of the
Well, I'm
gab.
just saying. Like, I'm saying we haven't done this. I've done one improv class.
Yeah. Best advice.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. The
as far
best
as, like,
advice would
educating
either have
ourselves.
some sort of outline, just so you guys know where you're going up there.
it's kind of nerve wracking when you
When
think
is
about
it?
it. April 24th.
April
We get some
24th.
time. We have
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, we got time.
We got
Steve Burns wanting to help out. You know Steve?
I know Steve. Yeah, Steve's
He's a
great.
good dude, man.
Mhm.
He's wanting to help out. Like, hey, I'll shoot you guys some stuff on how you can potentially look at doing it. Your advice right there. Josh Wolf was wanting to be like, hey, do you guys have a plan?
Yes.
So we got people that,
You guys,
That would help out.
yeah.
We're going to get it done.
We'll all help you out. Yeah.
Yeah.
boys, interruption. Shout out Icon Pass. No free shout outs. Also subscribe to the podcast. Icon Pass is on sale for the 22-23 season, and it's time to keep the stoke alive, seek a season of fun in the mountains, and do you across 50 of the best ski destinations in the world. You see that YEWWW right there? When you claim this multi-destination pass, you're dropping into a celebration of joy in the mountains. Whether it's immediate spring access, hooting and hollering down your favorite runs next season, or connecting with your crew for an afternoon brew, there's always an adventure for how to ride. New pass options have been added to the mix, starting at only $249 per adult. The Icon Pass Session 2-Day, Pass Session 2-Day, and Icon Pass Session 3-Day offer a range of affordable entry points, furthering the flexibility and availability for riders of all means and styles to experience this family of unique worldwide destinations. Explore pass options at iconpass.com.
With stand up, like how do you get into that?
What do you mean?
Like, what made you go and be like, all right, I'm going to go do stand up comedy and go bomb forever?
Well, Bomb Forever is interesting, but
Bomb for a little bit and then get better.
There you go.
Sorry about that.
No, it's fine.
That's a
I get
fly
it.
by the
I
cuff
get-
question,
yeah,
right? That's
I'm
how we
with
do
you.
it. That's
Yeah,
why we can't
we're
have that when we go.
spitballing. We're spitballing.
Yeah,
We're
exactly.
We're brainstorming.
And you suck still, but like, how do you let your ego just let you bomb every day?
I'm like Nebraska, man.
Yeah.
I lose, but not by much.
Greatest bomber of all time.
Yeah, right. No, I always want to do it. Like my dream was to be on Saturday Night Live as a kid.
Same.
Yeah, that was my dream. And then Robin Williams, like Adam Sandler, were my heroes. I was just where I grew up in Denver, Colorado, Aurora. It was like the way to be cool was sports, and I thank God I was athletic. But it was kind of a curse and a blessing,
Right.
because that was like how it was cool. So I just focused on that, even though I wanted to do this other thing. But there's no outlets. And then, fight in the UFC, played football, fought in the UFC, and then came to LA, met Brian Callen. And then he was like, oh, dude, and Brian's a great, mentor. And Brian was like, oh, we should do a podcast together. I'm like, all right, whatever, dude. And so we started doing that. And then just all my friends became comedians. And Brian knew the day I met him, I was like, oh, man, comedy, that's my heart, man. I'd love to do that. So you should do it. I'm like, no, don't be an idiot. And then just being around the guys more and more. And then finally started doing live firing the kids. And we did one at the Comedy Store. And then like 3 weeks later, the booker of the Comedy Store called me. I'll never forget this. And her name's Emily. And she goes, hey, are you interested in doing a 5-minute set at the Comedy Store in the Belly Room next Wednesday? And I go, oh yeah, let me call Brian and make sure he can do it. And she's like, no, dumb. Just, we saw your set. And she was like, just you. And I'm like, oh shit. And Comedy Store's,
Big deal.
Yeah, it's like playing
Yeah,
football at
historic.
Michigan or fucking Notre Dame. I was like, what?
He looked right at you and they went Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get
I was
into
gonna
the
say
Notre Dame
CU or Nebraska, but it's tough lately.
Yeah.
But,
That's a tough deal.
yeah, so I did, and it was off to the races. And
Yeah.
just nobody knew I want to do that. And then there's an episode with Rogan, I've been on there a million times. He's like, you should really do stand-up, man. Get a set together and hit the fucking road.
But how do you get a
Fight
set
him with it.
together? Because for me, in my mind, I'd love to do stand-up. I think that'd be a fun thing to do. But if I go try to go to Zany's and do a 5-minute set, people are gonna know that Taylor Lewan's doing a 5-minute set.
If you post about it.
Oh, so you just go up and do it.
Yeah, like I did open mics for a long time, wouldn't post about it. And some people knew who I was, but a lot of people didn't. So I just go in there and do my thing
Mm-hmm.
forever.
What was that like? Just sitting there your first set? Was it good?
I loved it. I loved it. I love bombing. I like the hustle of it. I like the grind. I like how hard it is. I like that they threw me into the fucking deep waters right away. I'm doing shows at the Comedy Store and the Improv with all these savages. And I know, like, I probably shouldn't be there, but it's just like, I love that hustle. I
Yeah.
loved how hard it was.
You gotta take your ego out of it.
100. Well, you can't be the ego.
Yeah.
But I knew I was onto something. I knew I could do it because I would go to dinners with Rogan and Joey Diaz and Callan, and I'd have them crying, laughing.
Mhm.
And Rogan was like, I went to the bathroom. And Rogan told Brian, he's like, dude, he's fucking funny, dude.
Mhm.
Brian's like, I know, that's why I hang out with him. He's like, he needs to do stand up. His stories are better than ours, man. And Brian's like, fucking tell him that. And then Rogan was just like, do stand up, do stand up, do stand up. And
What a fucking
here we are.
squad to tell you to do that.
I
What
know,
a
what
fucking
a
squad.
Yeah.
That'll give you some confidence.
So what's your process like to write and figure out your routine?
I usually I do it a little different. A lot of guys just come up with a concept and then go on stage that night, which I'll do that, but I like to write it out. And I'll write it out and write certain like punchlines and then just have the freedom to play within that punchline until I find it. And finding it's tough.
Yeah.
If you guys come to Zany's tonight, you'll see I have because my special drops end of April. So I have to come up with 30 new minutes of material. So I'm trying that now on the road. But
Mhm.
you'll see, you'll be able to tell the bits I've been doing that are fucking airtight and the ones where I'm playing around, like trying to find it.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's like the cadence of words depend where you put the word. If it's here, it doesn't hit. If it's here, it hits. So
Really?
weird. And then just fucking doing that over and over. And then finally you find it. It's great. There's nothing better.
I gotta learn fast, man. I'm going on for 5 minutes with Josh Wolf in April.
Where at?
Zany's.
Zany's? Oh, yeah. That'd be great. Be great.
But a little nervous.
So he does 5 minutes and then they tell you how to redo it.
So it's part of Josh's bit, but he goes, hey, do you want to be my comic that goes on for 5 minutes? And basically what they do, a comic goes on for 5 minutes. It's like part of his whole set. Then like I'll go back, him and whatever comic is sitting there with him.
They sit down with you
They
and
sit there,
punch it out for you.
redo stuff.
But when I first started, I was talking about like what I know. It's always weird. Like if you're gonna go out there, don't talk about fucking Ukraine and Russia. That's not what we do.
shit.
Don't talk
All
about
right.
geopolitics.
Delete
It's a
that
tough
on my,
deal.
You know what I'm
delete that on my
saying?
notes right now.
right there.
Don't talk about COVID.
Got your whole
politics.
set. It's
I'll
all
go
done.
down
It's all
right
gone
away,
now.
dude.
Yeah, Kim Young Jung, where the
Yeah.
fuck it is.
Yeah.
No, you
Talk
talk
about the LGBT community? Like,
You're talking about trans. Like,
yeah, probably not.
He gets canceled in the
Yeah.
first 5 minutes. No,
Yeah.
no, you talk about like football, CT. Like forever, I was talking about CT. Like that was my shtick with CT for a long time.
Mm,
And then eventually you just grow out of that. And you start really getting to what you think's funny.
that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's the best. Nothing better.
I'm excited, but also fucking
I'm
like,
stoked for you, dude.
I'm
because
stoked for you guys. The thing you guys are doing, I'm telling you, it's gonna be a game changer. No one's doing it. No one's
I
doing
appreciate that, bro. I mean, you got some new stuff going on. King Sting in the Wing.
it.
And that just came out, so I'm stoked that you're on the bus because you can talk about it.
Yeah, man. We
How'd
went.
you guys come up with obviously adding Chris
Yep.
to
So
the whole
it was
world?
The King and the Sting for what, I don't know, 4 years was just Theo and I. And then Theo moved to Nashville. And, he was like, oh, it'd be easy. I'll just fly back. Nashville's not fucking close, dude.
Yeah.
It's just not close.
Like
Not
4
like
and a
you
half
moved
hour
to
flight.
Vegas where
Right.
you can just, chomp over. And he's he's busy like I am. But so there was times where he'd zoom in. And so the show was kind of going through this weird transitional period. And then COVID hit. We're trying to figure things out. So we kept bringing on other guests, which is exhausting for me because it's different guests all the time. And then, Dalia is one of my closest friends. And I was like, hey, come do the pod. And then he came on with Theo. And there's like, him and Theo have known each other forever. But me and Chris I'm the guy that gels the three of us because I'm
Mhm.
friends with, really close with both of them.
Yeah.
So once the three of us, they're just, Chris is so fucking talented.
He's fucking hilarious, dude.
Dude, he's so funny. So then he just kept coming on. And because I was like, hey, Theo can't come. Want to come back? He's like, yeah. And just kept coming. Then next thing I know, 8 weeks later, he's like, hey, if I'm going to keep doing this, I should probably be paid, huh? Because he sent a video and goes, your boy provides a bum. Because he does.
Yeah.
Like the views went. So then we just were like, man, we should do something. And then we decided to go the Patreon route, which just dropped last Thursday. Yeah, last Thursday. We're at 10,000 subscribers in 24 hours. So it's booming, man.
Business is booming.
Business is booming. And then we're gonna announce a tour with Chris, Theo, and I, 6-city tour, like big boy, like small arenas, giant theaters, minimum 7,000 seaters. With the three of us. So
that's fucking. That's gonna be sold out,
awesome, bro.
That's gonna be sold out.
Yeah, when we do pre-sales, it's gonna be nutsos. But that with the Patreon
tour.
Yeah, yep. But with the comedy tour and all that stuff, and then Patreon too, it's like, the way Patreon works is you're asking people, hey, if you want ad free, you want us off the cuff where we can't get canceled, we can't get, docked on advertising, pay $6. You get every show we do ad free. And two of them can only get there if you pay $6. $6. As much free shit as we give out. I think the fans vibe with that. So also when you do the ads, for me, because I do so many more shows than Chris and Theo, I probably do 30 ad reads a week. I'm sick of it, dude. I'm fucking sick of it, dude. Grateful. It's a good thing. I'm tired, man. I'm fucking tired.
You do a lot of
So then doing the Patreon, there's no, like when we get done, I'm like, that's it? Like that's it? I'm like, holy shit, this is great. You're just taking the power into your own hands.
Yeah.
Trying to shill out dick pills or, hymns, hair loss and shit.
Yeah, we're on that grind hard.
Yeah.
Dick pills is right up our alley.
Love
That's
it though.
exactly
Keep
what we
bringing the
want.
dick pills, baby.
Yeah. If you guys want all the dick pills, bring them here.
How do you figure out, like with Chris coming on, how does that business side of it work? You come in and he's like, hey, I should probably start getting paid. Then Patreon, you guys are doing
He's talking about that Brinks truck too. He wants to get paid.
Who's that?
Chris.
He deserves it though. He deserves it because the Patreon, because King of Sting's a proven commodity. It's a proven show that we've been doing for 4 years, getting big boy money. So he gets a smaller salary from that. He's paid as an employee. But then Patreon, the three of us started together.
Right.
So that's split 3 ways across the board. Yeah.
When Chris was dealing with all that stuff, that's the last time you were on this pod.
Mm-hmm.
And so with that process, he was dealing with everyone trying to cancel him thing for all that stuff. When did you guys decide? When did he decide? And did you guys talk about when he can kind of like creep back into the world he used to live in?
It was up to him. Yeah, good question. It was up to him because Chris was so hurt by everything that happened. I can't imagine what he went through.
As fans, we were sitting there like, damn.
Broken
you hope
hearted.
it's not true.
And it's not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'll argue. And if you want to argue, I'd love to do it.
No, we're on your side.
I know. That's
why
why
it's such a hard thing to navigate.
I'm saying for the listeners out there, I'm telling you, people that, this, prove it. Show me one shred of fucking evidence.
Right.
Dude. And I'll never work with the guy again. You can't.
Yeah.
But, these certain media outlets, they're not writing that story because they found nothing.
They already doubled down.
This guy's the worst ever. Well, what happened? Well, but we have proof that a lot of that was doctored and fake, and he sued them and won. Where's that article?
Right.
So Chris was so hurt by the business and friends turning his back on him. He was a hermit for about a year, and I'd go to his house and talk to him. And every month I'd send him a pair of shoes with a note that says, "Get back on stage, start doing your podcast." Mm-hmm. Every month I'd send him, because he's a sneakerhead like me. Every month I'd send him a new pair of shoes. He'd open up to have a note, "Get back on stage, start doing your podcast."
Right.
Every fucking month. And he was like, "I'm not ready, not ready." And then finally, after time, I think, he worked on himself a ton. You want to talk about a guy who's the poster boy of cancel culture? This is how it should work.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking Chris D'Elia. Made some mistakes, no doubt, man.
But everybody makes mistakes.
Correct.
Yeah.
Made some mistakes, 100%. Anything illegal? Absolutely fucking not. Learned from it, worked on himself, does fucking 3 hours of therapy every single day. He's such a better person now. He should be the poster boy of cancel culture. He's a better person, better human being, better dad. Like, he had a kid throughout all this. And,
had to make it so fucking hard.
I knew Chris before all this happened. And, Chris was tough, man. Chris was tough. He was a dark soul and just, tough, not a real human being. Like, he was a bit of a narcissist, and I love him, and he's so talented. I fucking love him. Now, Chris is a real dude, man. Mm-hmm. He would be salt of the earth, would do anything for you, man. And he had to go through that experience. He came out like fucking Eddie Dufresne from Shawshank Redemption, and fucking, he crawled through some shit. You know, I'm Ms. Morgan Freeman in Mexico in Saint Guatemala or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
And Theo's there too. So it's like,
and Theo's there too.
They've all played this.
Yeah, we're
this little joke. Like,
Theo's
I'm
there
Morgan.
too.
yeah, and we're just me and Theo were standing the boat down for him, you know, to get
waiting for him.
Yeah, so it's just that was a tough time, man. And I think for me, I struggled with it too. Sorry, dude.
You're good.
Killer Boots, man. I had
Thank
to.
you, Georgia Boot.
That was Georgia Boot.
Yeah, you know, that was a tough time, man, because you know, I come from same kind of you know, same background as you guys, where football, it's a team, we rally
100%.
around each other.
100%.
And you know, before the pandemic, before all that cancel culture shit, we had a squad, man. We were like the comedy rap pack at the store and the podcast. It's the golden age. Everyone's making money. We're fucking balling, and we all do each other's podcasts. Pandemic hits, cancel culture hits, and to me, having football in the fight background, I'm like, oh no, this is where we band together, dude. And we fight this shit.
Yeah.
Everyone just went poof. I was
No shit.
dude. Blew my mind.
Callan was dealing with something right around the same time.
Yeah, Callan couldn't come on Firing the Kid, man, for a year. I had to
You're
hold
kind of
the fort
like,
down for
you went from having a squad to being like this lawless Avenger rolling around by
You also
yourself.
had to pick up in a lot of different ways.
the most stressful time of my life. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
And you're not even the one like really going through that shit.
No, it affected me a different way because
Yeah.
two of my closest friends are dealing with that, right? So you get lumped in with that.
Mhm.
And then, you know, it was tough, man. It was fucking tough.
And the approach with Callan to get him back on, was it similar without the shoes?
Yeah, he doesn't like shoes. I would send him Rogaine every day and be like, dude, get back on the podcast.
yeah.
Come back, have a full set of hair.
Yeah.
They're not even gonna
You're a
realize
man.
it's you, dude. Yeah, just paint your face black. No, he
Oh,
They're all going to come for us
that's
next.
good. They'll never talk about the other stuff.
Yeah,
Just paint your
right,
face
yeah,
black.
yeah,
Whole new bag of issues, but those are now
Oh,
away.
yeah, we can handle those.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. Been dealing with that for
That
years.
enjoys that, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
No, yeah, it was tough, man. It was fucking tough. But you know, I think everyone's stronger from it, and you know, it was tough, man.
From the outside looking in, it seems like everything's kind of getting back to normal now.
The boys are back.
The boys are fucking back.
Started with Fight Companion.
God.
Started
The
with Fight Companion.
boys are fucking back, dude.
The boys
Because
are back.
like I
Full
know
swing.
Taylor and I would send each other the stuff with like Chris and him coming back on the pod, and he's tearing up like on the pod. He's like doing therapy on the podcast,
Yeah,
getting
his
back
first
with
couple
everybody else.
back, you kind of go on as a fan, like, oh, we're about to get congratulations, Chris.
Yeah.
And the first couple you're watching, and you're like,
Tough.
you just feel bad.
I know.
You're like, damn, this dude's really been through it.
Oh,
And it's
bro.
such a hard thing to navigate. Three white dudes with a little bit of spice in there. Like what, like saying cancel culture. These women said this and they're lying. It's like kind of a hard road to navigate, but that happens a lot.
Happens a lot, and I think you know, for me too, even as a businessman, when I was like, all right, I'm gonna bring Chris back on the shows. You know, the people that I work with as far as ads stuff, they're like, no, you're not. Like, if you do this, you're gonna miss out on this much money. I'm like, I don't care, man. At this point, it's what's right. This is what I'm gonna do. I believe in the end, it's gonna pay off. I love Chris. So
Mhm.
just kept putting him on. Lost hundreds of thousands of dollars doing it, but I think it's the right thing to do.
Probably why you
Probably
did
helped him a
the
lot.
Super
too.
Bowl thing without
You
us.
need the money.
You needed the money.
You needed the money.
It's all
Yeah, you
full
needed
circle.
it.
It's
Yeah.
really happening now. That makes a lot more
Yeah.
sense.
You never know what somebody's going through, but now we just figured that out.
Yeah.
There you go.
But that probably helped Chris out a lot too, because like doing couples therapy with my wife, like before we got married and everything else, like when you do therapy, you're going through some muddy shit, dude.
Yeah, man.
So I can only imagine like when he's having a child, his wife's name's Christina.
Yes.
Shout out Christina. She's a Missouri gal. Shout out Christina. But like going through all that stuff, like, dude, you have to go through some dark shit to come out on the other side. So.
It takes a lot of work to come back.
Lot
And
of
then
work.
My problem was, and the same thing with Brian, when Brian first came back on Fire Kid after that long layoff, and Chris too, like you're saying you watched the podcast, there was like this darkness. And I was like, oh, the light's gone. Like the sauce is gone, dude.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, this was a mistake. Like these guys aren't going to be able to, have that funny freestyle style anymore. Like this is gone. What the fuck are we going to do? But it just took reps. And then once you started getting the swing of thing, and then, dude, funniest fucking guys on the
Yeah.
planet.
Dude,
for sure.
fucking hilarious.
I was
That
like, dude,
fucking
that
bit you
first
guys
one-
did with the grenade, the oops grenade.
Oh, dude.
That shit was just hilarious, dude.
No one makes you laugh harder than Chris.
God damn, he's funny.
Right wing Chris.
Right wing Chris.
Dude, that shit is
Have you
fucking
seen his
wild.
merch? Don't push me.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
a Trump hat. It's fucking hilarious.
Dude. What, dude, did you guys talk about that bit before you go on?
No, we
or
had
he
no
just
idea.
fucking decided to
He
do
made
his
it- He
thing?
made it up on the spot.
No
That's how
way.
brilliant. He's
But
made it
then
up
when
on
you
the spot.
guys do reps at it, like you're sitting over there, like
the
helping set it
grenade.
up. You guys kind
Gotta
of
do the grenade.
And then the next time, then we're poking him like, dude. He's like, don't push me. And then it's
Yeah.
on. Yeah, then
Right.
it's fucking on.
You
You
know how
guys
to
do a
set each
great
other
job
up.
of like, and that's probably an improv background, is
100%.
allowing him to like fully expand on that
That's why the show- and
character.
Again, that's why Hollywood doesn't get it. Like they don't get that dynamic.
Right.
Like we're throwing alley oops to each other.
Yeah.
So for Chris, you know I can say something that's going to trigger him where he goes, oh, this is where I can do this bit.
Right.
And then we're not stepping on his bit. We're letting him do his thing.
Mhm.
He comes back to us.
Fucking,
Right.
and all Kellen does is the like breathing the mic on, and that shit's
So
fucking
stupid.
funny too.
He's
It's
like,
all
take
hilarious.
it easy,
Hey,
take it easy,
take it easy.
Come on, Chris.
Yeah.
But the thing about Chris too, him and I have been touring a bunch together because whenever he's on tour, he's been doing like a lot of California. So I'll just drive down, surprise his fan base. But I don't know if people realize how powerful Chris D'Elia is, man. And he's also now he's as far as
big.
stand-up goes, after going through this, because before that, you know, he'd get on stage and don't get me wrong, monster, but now he has like substance. He like grew the fuck up.
Yeah.
Dude, killer.
That's awesome.
And people are like, oh, is Chris back? Bitch, what? I'm talking every city he goes to, they're like, can we add 7 more shows? And Chris is like, no, man. I mean, you're talking every venue, at least 5,000 tickets sold, and he'll cap it at that. He can sell more. And then, dude, he's probably top 1% of ticket sales in comedy.
Christ.
And he's just coming back. He's a fucking monster,
Do you
man.
think acting, he was doing some acting before all this stuff happened, the way Hollywood works? You think he'll be able to get back
Hollywood
into
will
that?
never come back. Yeah. Hollywood's out for him. And also, I think if you talk to Chris, he wouldn't want Hollywood. Like, the way
Really?
they treated him, he's out.
But you got to
Hollywood's out
kind of
for
know
him.
that Hollywood's
Isn't that
like
thing?
that.
What'd you say?
Like, I've never been in the Hollywood world, but even just watching, like, you know it's like that. You know that they were one little mistake and you're fucking out of there.
Yeah, but Hollywood's, they're bitches. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to fight for anybody unless it doesn't matter. They're not going to fight for you.
Yeah, for real.
It's just, and they're eating their own tail though. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're just filled with soy boys. Like you don't want to be in Hollywood, man. You know what I'm saying? Like no one's making money or controlling their own fucking career in Hollywood, dude. You're working for the man. They tell you, all right, you're Captain America. And then next you're not. Like they're controlling it.
Right.
As a stand-up podcast, we control everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hollywood.
Yeah.
Are you guys coming through Nashville? Is that one of your trips?
I would love that.
Dude,
Yeah.
I'd love
That's
to get.
what we're trying to
I'd
figure
love
out
to get
where.
Chris on the bus, dude.
Dude, I think all like,
Oh, Chris will be out here for sure. But
Yeah.
the 3 of us would be
Yeah.
great on here.
fuck.
Oh, that would be so much
Be
fun.
the best. Yeah, and you'll realize like how powerful Chris is. Like, dude, nuts.
Is he like that all the time?
All the time. Funniest person you've ever met. All
Really?
the fucking time.
Just
So
fucking
funny.
walks in and owns the room like that.
He's so powerful. It just has that it factor.
Yeah.
Just
His shit's
undeniable.
hilarious. Dude. The way he chirps people is fucking top notch, dude. It really fucking is. It's unreal. But the way you guys are together is,
It's the best,
it's
man.
gold, dude.
It's the best.
It's gold.
The boys are coming back together, man.
Yeah, he's a funny cat.
Yeah. All right, we have another interruption. Listen, a lot of people get upset about this, but here's the deal. People want to be a part of the pod. It's because of you guys that we're getting these ad reads, and it's unbelievable. And I think this one, everyone's going to want to tune in for a second for it. But before you do that, make sure you jump over to the YouTube, the audio, whatever you happen to be listening to now. And if you're a tier 1, maybe hit both of those boys and subscribe. We've got an incredible app for everyone who buys gas, who buys gas needs to know about. Get Upside. My listeners are earning cash back for every gallon of gas they buy.
Oh shit.
We know what gas is right now, folks. We know what gas is. That thing is through the roof. We wish it was the stock market, but it's actually just the gas prices going through the roof. Am I right? You're probably saying back.
Yeah,
you're
you're
right,
right.
Taylor. Are you looking for extra cash? I think we all are. Or money you could use towards paying bills? Get Upside is the perfect app for you. And it's not just for gas. You can earn up to 30% cash back at grocery stores, restaurants, and food delivery too. Just use promo code BUSSIN. People can earn 3 times more cash with Get Upside than any other product. This includes loyalty programs and credit card rewards. Just use promo code BUSSIN. Let me get that call to action, Bloss, you beautiful specimen. Just download the free Get Upside app and use promo code BUSSIN to get 25 cents per gallon or more cash back on your first tank. I think we all know which one we're going to use on that one. Am I right? Just use promo code BUSSIN now. That's code BUSSIN. Back to the show.
What else we got? Can you bring up the thing? I do want to get back to that Notre Dame bullshit that we were starting to get into a little bit. We were talking about recruiting and how
I understand why Nebraska fell off.
right, Nebraska fell off, but I'm saying if they're going to be in it, they got to own it with this $200 million facility they're building. Facilities and NIL. Because you were talking about it's not that much different with Michigan or Notre Dame.
But it's way different with Michigan.
It's not though.
It
Your weather sucks. Don't get me wrong. It's not like
I grew up in
it's
Arizona.
not
I
like
agree.
you're in Miami. Like
Yeah.
or you're not like SC or UCLA or Cal, where it's like they're coming there for the
How
environment.
come Arizona State isn't the #1 school in college football?
It's too hot.
Bro, they have the most beautiful girls that go there.
Facts.
The school, you need a pulse and a 6-pack of beer to get in.
Facts.
And their facilities are actually lacking big time.
Yeah.
But it's beautiful. That's fucking crazy.
Oh, Jack,
That's
bro.
fucking wild, bud.
But
if you want to say something, just grab the mic.
you don't need to play trap music.
Yeah, that
Which
was
is
fucking
alarming.
wild.
Yeah, what song was that?
Jack's got some fucking demons, buddy.
Yeah, apparently with that mustache and trap music as
Yeah.
You know,
Hey,
he's a fucking
He's a
street rat,
weird
dude.
bird. It's been a long week. He said a weekend. It's
What
Friday,
song-
Saturday, right?
What song was that?
What was Roscoe Dash?
Yeah, whatever. You just got a lot cooler in my book, man.
But yeah, ASU should be the fucking school, without a doubt.
They've never been the school though.
Yeah,
You're
but
like,
they-
they've
that's
never
what
had-
I'm saying. If we're just talking about
But
environment, landscape, people, like
there's a
that's
little
gonna be
more
the
to it
spot.
than that. I'm with you, and that's your argument.
Colorado's
for
another
Michigan.
one. Boulder should be an epic place to go. It's beautiful.
It's too white. It's
Too white.
It's too granola. Like it's like they don't really give a fuck about sports up there.
That's
like
what I'm
there's
saying.
so much
Arizona's
other
kinda the
shit to
same
do.
way.
Yeah, that's a
There's
good
so
point.
much
But I'm
other
saying
shit to
you
do.
could make it that. You can turn anything to anything you want if you just
Yeah, but
try
you got
hard
the
enough.
Arizona Cardinals. You got different stuff going on there, bro.
But the point is with Nebraska, you're talking about powerhouse history there. You know, especially when we were growing up, like Nebraska, CU, there was such a big rival. And it's like now you guys are like used to be like near like fucking Alabama status,
Mhm.
where it's just like you guys were always good, always got the top recruits. And then you're like, oh, because we're not on, what'd you say, TV anymore?
No. I was saying Nebraska was so powerful back then because they were one of the few teams that played on TV.
Yeah,
Now
Nebraska,
with
Notre
recruiting,
Dame,
the
Michigan.
internet, all these facilities, money getting divvied around, you can go to a smaller school and start and play versus like, oh, I'm gonna go ride the bench in Nebraska for a few years and I'll still go to the league. Type of-
Yeah.
Like you can play anywhere now. And I'm with you on Michigan, but the difference with Michigan and Nebraska is we joined the Big Ten. We are the furthest school west in Big
It
Ten
makes
country.
no sense.
Right? So, like, if you're in the Midwest or up around there, you're going to go to an Ohio State, you're going to go to a Michigan, you're going to go to a Penn State.
100%.
Why would you not go to one of them big schools and take, like, I'm going to fly a couple states over and go to Nebraska,
Yep.
where my family can watch me if I stay in state at Michigan State, one of those.
Yeah.
So that's why I feel like
Fuck
they still
Michigan
have a hard time recruiting because when they're in the Big 12, they could go down to Texas
Makes
and
sense.
tell kids in Texas, their
Texas,
families,
California.
hey, you'll be able to watch them a few times a year because we play Texas Tech, we play Texas, we play Oklahoma, all these A&M.
Yep.
Now you can't, the melting pot of recruiting out in Cali, Texas, because that's what Nebraska is. Now you got to recruit more against those juggernauts like Ohio State, Michigan. It's going to be tough to win those
That's a
battles.
money play for Nebraska. Clearly a huge mistake, but I'm sure
Yeah.
the Big Ten offered them some serious cash.
Oh, no
and
question.
that's why they did it. But God, has it fucked you guys?
Yeah, no doubt.
If my son was a baller football player, and Nebraska's not in top 30.
Maybe then when he grows up, though, because the NIL market, it's going to be free agency out there.
Yeah, their
Yeah, but we still don't want
quarterback's
about
making
Nebraska.
6 figures. Imagine
Why
making 6
not?
figures in college.
Because you guys aren't winning.
But we might be by the time little man grows up. What's his name? Tiger?
Tiger, yeah.
It might be by the time Tiger grows up.
Yeah, but his dad played at CU. He goes to Nebraska. It's a conflict. You know what I'm saying?
I think it might be just a conflict because Nebraska was better than CU. So you might not want him to go to
CU's
Nebraska.
never really been
you know
like
what I'm
that.
saying?
Well, I mean,
Mm.
more relevant than Nebraska.
Whoa,
No, that's not
Come on,
we
bro.
were
Not
ranked,
you.
dude, 3 years ago. We were in the top 10.
That's 3 years ago.
You guys,
We're
you guys have never been good since.
What are you talking, since when?
Name what year were you guys good?
You guys in the
last
Big 12
year?
championship.
We were probably 2000, what?
Big
Like
12
one
championship.
of one of
Yeah,
Bo,
when you guys in the Big 12.
one of Bo's last years. They started off 8-0. They were ranked top 10 in the country.
How,
If we're
how,
just
how long
full-
ago was that?
2015, 16?
Yeah. And
I
7
mean,
years
Michigan
ago?
hasn't been good
Yeah,
till this
but-
year.
The whole time Bo was there, the whole time Bo was at Nebraska, it was him, Saban, and Chip Kelly had over 60 wins in all of college football. Wait, what do you?
So what?
Y'all in the Pac-12. That's
Like,
no.
yeah,
garbage.
you
So
guys,
6 years ago, we were 10-4. We were in the top 10 for a long time.
yeah.
Now it's
in,
been tough.
in the Pac-12 though. That's
Don't
not
get me
like a
wrong,
real football
we suck.
conference.
It's more of like 7-on-7.
Yeah,
We just
exactly.
bombs over Baghdad. We just fucking
Right.
throw the ball.
Yes.
And again, see, you fucked up because we don't have the athletes to play that game. Like you need a baller quarterback, you need speed. We were big, strong, and like tough.
Mm.
In Pac-10, that's not what you
You
get
got it
eaten alive.
fast. You got the
Yeah,
cute little
Oregon, it's a
jerseys.
nightmare.
Like,
Yeah, that's kind of what happened to Michigan in the playoff game. Is we were big and bigger and stronger than everybody, and then we went and played Georgia, and they ran all over us.
yeah.
We got to go steal them SEC kids, them down south boys.
Right.
That's what you got to do. If anybody wants to be
you guys are in a good spot around like Pennsylvania, Ohio.
Yeah.
Tough fucking kids, man. But I love Jim Harbaugh. I love Jim.
Yeah, he's a stud.
Hopefully we get to sit down with him next week.
We better. If they want to level up to Nebraska. Nebraska was all fucking time, dude.
Better sit down with
I really hope so. They really don't need us like Nebraska needs us.
They do though. You know what I'm saying? That's what's so dope about this.
Right.
They kind of do. To be like cool and relevant.
Yes.
What are you gonna do? Go on ESPN, Jim?
Yeah.
Like, what are you gonna do?
Right.
All that stuff's kind of falling off. That mainstream media is kind of like going down the drain.
Way down.
That's
Pat McAfee's a big reason for
Pat
that.
McAfee is
a legend.
Sports media.
Mhm.
He does it all.
Yeah, he's crushing it, man.
Yeah,
it's not like Michigan's not cool by not doing it, but I do think there's benefit.
Sponsored by Jordan.
I do think there's benefit of, Bussin With The Boys is coming through. You want to, like when we took it to Tennessee and Nebraska, these schools are like, hey, we want to take the recruits by and see the bus and everything else.
Now, I'm not trying to one up you guys. I'm saying it's my idea. It's your guys' business model. But 8 years ago, I did fly to Ohio State during their spring training camp and have Urban Meyer on. So I was really close to Urban Meyer.
Yeah.
That's a tough play, though, looking back.
It didn't go well. Because,
Urban Meyer's kind of, I mean, look what's happened to him. That's a tough
I
look.
didn't realize I was with cancel culture today. Oh, that's cool. Hey, the guy can't have a few drinks and grab an ass.
Narrative?
We're gonna fucking you guys are running with it.
If he's gonna say I'm gonna one up you guys, and
That's
bring
ours.
Up,
We're taking that.
He's gonna bring up Urban Meyer. We got to pull you back down. If
Pull me back down. Now it didn't go great because I was making fun of him for being a white cornerback in the '60s.
Yeah,
and he was not taking the jokes.
Well, in the '60s,
it went very rough.
In the '60s, it was kind of like a only white guy party, right?
I told him, I was like, you wouldn't play if it was today. Right?
No question.
He wasn't like laughing with you or nothing.
No. He didn't. He was like, sure. And then we'll just skip past him.
God, it's got to be a tough interview.
He's got, to me, what it seems like monster ego. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he does seem like that. And it's tough for me to navigate these waters because Vrabel's boys with him.
Sure.
He's boys.
Is he?
No, they're boys.
Oh, Urban Meyer's fucking great, dude. The best.
I don't know.
The boys. I'm telling you. Dude, ego, Jim Harbaugh.
The boys.
There's no one
I'm not worried about ego. I'm just talking about if he's, I bet Jim will hang. I bet he'll take a joke. I bet if we say a dick joke, he'll go, huh.
And
that's enough for me.
You know what it is I think Urban, because it was like so official, I think. Maybe he thought it was like that because he's never done anything like that before. So he's like used to like button up interviews. And I'm busting his balls about being a white cornerback and how would never happen in today's world. Yeah. He's just like, what the fuck am I doing on
Did he play in the league as a white corner?
I forget.
Pulled that up.
Because if he didn't make the league,
it's a good dude though.
It's like Jim would take the jokes.
Yeah, I made a bad first impression with Tim Tebow because I kind of bashed Urban Meyer because
in front of Tim.
First impression I ever had. Worst mistake of my life.
Why would you do that?
Because I'm an idiot and I was coming out of college and for some reason I thought that'd be a good icebreaker and it was terrible.
Young,
dumb, really just trying to impress Tebow. Yeah. And I say like, hey, I heard Urban's kind of that guy and like he was sleeping with the secretary and stuff like that. And he like sat me down for 45 minutes to tell me how great of a guy Urban Meyer is.
Tim's, that's like his one, that's like a father figure to him.
Yeah, no, I fucked up bad. Listen, I
that's a documentary we need on like, those Florida teams, bro.
Oh, what?
Hernandez.
What'd you just say?
Yeah. Cam, there needs to be a documentary.
Oh, 100%.
Cam Newton was on that team?
God. Stole a laptop. He's out of there.
Yes, bro.
That's fucking wild.
That would be a hell of a
Those teams were wild.
Those Pouncey brothers, dude. Those Pouncey brothers roll fucking hard, too.
He's hiding murders and also doing Bible study with Tim Tebow on Wednesdays.
Dude, he was Tim's roommate when they first started.
God, what?
Yeah, they were roommates. Aaron Hernandez and Tim were roommates for a little bit.
No way. What if that would be
They wanted Tim to like rub off on him because, Tim was so strict and disciplined.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously Aaron's a wild child. So they're trying to, hopefully Tim could, harness him in.
God damn. Watching that documentary on Aaron Hernandez, he kind of didn't seem like he was that like hood like that. Like he didn't seem like he was a gangster. And then he got to college. He went to Florida and came back and was kind of like that after that.
Yeah. I think he grew up rough and he had like the dad issues. Then apparently struggled with his sexuality too. So
allegedly.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
Allegedly, you can't really ask him.
No.
Yeah, but
his man came out and was like, "No, that was my man."
He came out after the fact.
Yeah. I feel like, why would you do that? Like, why would you say that?
Yeah.
That guy's just trying to get his 15 minutes of fame.
He was like, "That was my man." Oh my God, dude. Oh.
That's a tough look, dude.
Plus his girlfriend. Whoa. Yeah.
I don't know. You could have picked somebody better, right? If you're a 5-star athlete in Florida and you're gay, you're gonna get the hottest dude. Get the hottest guy out there.
You gotta be careful though.
What do you mean?
Like, you just can't just, walk in a gay bar, man. You got to take what you can get.
That's true. And they didn't have the grinder wasn't back then.
Yeah, no. So
you didn't have the grinder out.
Little twink who's up for the cause,
This little want to keep his mouth shut.
Yeah, it's a tough gig.
That's a rough deal. And he's just tearing that kid apart, going, man, there's better ones out here. And
I heard he had a python on him too, man.
Oh, there's no
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
I heard crazy stories like he would jerk off in the meeting
Yep,
rooms.
me too. Yep.
Yeah.
Hernandez?
Yeah. He like would
Charles
as a
Haley
joke,
did the same
as a
thing.
joke
I
would
was
take
gonna
his
say, I
dick
heard
out.
Charles Haley was that same one.
Some
in the
wild
back, just
birds.
yanking it, bro.
Isn't that
Every
just
film.
wild?
You're breaking down
Imagine
first and second
doing
down
that.
run game, and you're just yanking
You know
one
how
off.
good at football you have to be able to jack off during the meetings and
so
not get
fucking
kicked off
good.
the team?
So fucking good. Like the coach just walks in and says, Aaron, put your dick away. All right, boys.
Come on,
this week
Aaron.
we're playing
Yeah.
so-and-so. Like, that's normal.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Not-
You hear that going on, like when he gets like, hang on
And he
now.
finishes.
Yeah.
And he's just real quiet after.
You hear,
He's fucking relaxed.
Yeah. Yeah, you know how good at football you have to be to get away with that, man?
Insane.
Not-
Insane at football.
there's
We'll never
dudes who
play
leave
now.
the meeting room and will go do it in the bathroom.
I mean, those are sex addicts, yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
You never did it in the bathroom one time?
No.
Me either, dude. That's crazy. I've never done that.
Yeah, I heard Charles did it like in the shower, like around guys.
There's got to be a level of like homosexuality with that then.
I mean,
Yeah,
everybody's on the
right?
spectrum, right? Just gotta figure out where you're at.
Yeah, I would agree with that statement. Everyone's got a little bit in them,
for sure.
Yeah, like
right?
Jag gets super uncomfortable, but I think that's telling. I think it's telling.
When we talk about gay,
No, yeah, well, no,
do
I'm
a
saying
little-
like if I put my hand on Will's
Like, we
leg,
joke
that's
around.
cool. Sometimes I'll give him a little
Yeah.
tap. That's nothing.
no, it's nothing.
If we put our hand on your leg, hey man, what you doing?
That's not true. Y'all just trying to play
That's
dead now.
crazy because I saw it in Nebraska,
I
bro.
got more on the spectrum than any of y'all.
Whoa.
We're already in that.
Hey,
my favorite part of the
Jess is like, I'll
conversation.
suck your dick right now, dude. What are you talking about?
I assumed he sucked it because the nose piercing, but
Damn, this guy dressed just like me.
yeah,
Twin too,
yeah,
though.
but my nose isn't pierced, you know. But so the thing is, yeah, that's a red flag. But then also,
Hey, Jack, stand up for yourself,
no,
bro.
you can. But the thing is like everyone's on the spectrum, the gay spectrum. So for you, it might be 10 vodka shots, might be 10 for you, might be 15 for me, might be 1 for him.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
That's true.
But there's nothing wrong with that.
Right, there's
I don't
nothing
give a
wrong.
fuck.
Like, hey, if you're more metro, then it's all good.
It's okay to be metro. I have no issue with it.
My favorite part about those conversations is when somebody gets to that point, like, no, I'm gayer than you, dude.
Yeah, it's fucking
Like, I'll
wild.
suck your
I'll
dick.
suck your dick right now.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Hey, Jack, that's wild. I saw JP touch your leg at dinner, and you gave him the. What are you doing, man?
Got uncomfortable.
Got uncomfortable.
Yeah, but you've missed a lot of bits prior to that because it's more like playing off of it now.
What bits did we miss?
We drove 12 hours in a car, actually 24. You guys flew, so
what'd
we had a
y'all
lot
do?
of time to spend, you know?
Yeah,
He
that
might
first-
just
hey, those
think
first
of it.
class
He might
seats were a
just
little
think of it.
uncomfortable.
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know about.
We dress similar. That's not a dig. That means we have style, my man. Yeah,
Come on.
you guys have the most style.
Metro. That's what we're saying these days.
Yeah.
You do not dress the same just because you're wearing a hoodie also with a
He pulls
jacket
that
over
out,
top.
Hey, but Jack's a beanie guy. Beanie, got the stash.
You wearing the same shit you wore all weekend still, I think.
I know.
I'm over here.
It don't matter to
I
me.
got Jordan 4s, a fly.
There's a
fly
time and a place for me to
sweatshirt.
dress, boss.
Hey, let his ass
Come on,
know,
man.
Jack.
Let me
I
know, Jack.
Dope.
Huh?
You're not fashion. You wear some wild shit.
I wear wild shit when it's the time, but like a regular day-to-day shit, I don't know. I got nothing to prove.
Dad life. Do you have
You know what I'm
a
saying?
fanny pack? I don't know where the fuck happened. I have
No,
a
hey,
fanny
you're
pack.
all style.
You get going at times. I mean, you like the
but
fashion
I pick
stuff.
my times. Like right now, I got up today and I was like, I'm not putting clothes on. Little sweatpants, this little hoodie.
Yeah.
We're solid.
Just to remind me, you guys dealt with cancel culture a little bit too with Portnoy shit.
Yeah, we didn't really
I
catch
mean-
straight bullets from that. Like some people would tweet at us and be like, "You're gonna really work with this guy,"
It was
but
stuff
he
like
came
that.
out with receipts right away. And
I
for
love
me,
what he did, defend himself.
Yeah.
Like, that's how it should be handled.
it really is. How, I had a thing in college with a buddy who got accused of something, and then she accused me of threatening her.
Oh, interesting.
And then like it comes up all the time on Twitter,
Interesting.
but it's like didn't happen.
Yeah.
And there's no way to prove it. So it's like he said, she said thing.
It's also, guilty by social media. Who gives a
Yeah,
fuck?
you just
Right.
kind of live your life and move on.
Yeah, like the porno stuff. People, you'll just see. Yeah, I stopped listening to them a long time ago. Whenever they joined Barstool, it's just like little dumb shit like that.
Yeah.
But it's. Who
I
cares?
fuck with Barstool heavy. That place
they've-
has been really good to us.
Yeah, they've been
Has it
good to us.
changed since they sold? You
No,
guys seen any change, or did it get better for you guys?
with Penn,
Mm-hmm.
when we joined Barstool, like a week later it came out that they sold to Penn. So we kind of been with them the whole time.
Different.
Yeah, we don't know any different.
They have gotten a lot better. It sounds like because when we first started, we didn't have anybody like overseeing our brand as an individual. It's kind of like a hodgepodge. Like they had all their team there. Now they're up over 300 employees.
Yeah.
Like growing up,
real business.
Oh, yeah, over 70 this last year. So they're getting a little more, for a lack of a better term, like corporate as far as like establishing culture. Hey, you're going to oversee Bussin With The Boys. Will, your sales guy is going to be this guy.
That's cool.
So they've buttoned up a lot more. Like they've gotten more professional about
They
it.
really have.
Yeah, money came behind it.
I mean, they made
Right.
$200 more million this past year than they did the year before. Like they're growing like crazy. They just can't be stopped.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah, they do.
They run all their own shit. You run all your own shit. Like there's no one to like stop backing you.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
What are plans with you and Thiccc Boy Media? Because you waited, right? You waited
waited.
until
I
you
left
left Showtime, which congratulations, that's fucking awesome. You get to go on your. Let's give a round of applause for fucking Thiccc Boy Media.
Standing work.
But you waited, but like, what's it looking like for you? Like, what are your kind of aspirations and goals with Thiccc Boy Media?
Yeah, I think when I left Showtime, you know, there is a benefit to being with like a big company like that. Like, you know, they would book the guests and they would pay to fly them out, and they'd pay for the hotel and all that stuff. And I was just the talent. I'm like, all right, who's it this week? Cool, man. And then show up. Now, you know, be careful what you ask for. Now I have to reach out to guys. I have my personal connections, fly them out, book the hotel, flight. Have someone do that, but I have to oversee everything. That's also, you know, coming out of my pocket now. So I have to front everything. But the benefit is, instead of splitting all my advertising dollars and everything half with Showtime, it just all goes to Daddy. You know what I'm saying? So that's the benefit. But, you know, careful what you ask. Run a network is fucking tough. It's a beast, man. It's a beast.
Bro, you've been like,
beast.
how many
but you've
shows
been
are you involved with?
slaying,
So we have, since then, you know, we dropped 6 shows.
You renamed Below the Belt to Schaub Show, right?
Schaub Show, yeah. Which, and honestly, and I told you this when you signed with Barstool and we were talking, you want to own your IP, you want to own your shit.
Right.
So with Showtime, I owned Below the Belt, I owned the IP, I owned everything. The naming, I created Food Truck Diaries, I owned all that. So 6 months before, it's not like December 31st of last year, Showtime's like, what? Schaub's leaving? I gave him so much time. Like,
yeah.
8 months before that, they were trying to renegotiate, and I was like, I want to see if I can do it on my own, man. I just want to do it on my own. They like, cool. And then I owned all of it. And my guy there, Brian Daly, who's like the genius behind everything out there, he was like, well, yeah, you own Below the Belt and Food Truck. You can do with what you want with that. He goes, but Below the Belt's so associated with Showtime, I would just rebrand if I were you, man. I was like, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So then I just, you know, we started the Thiccc Boy YouTube page in January. I think we're up to 140,000 subs now. And
That's awesome.
you know, just busting content out left and right. I hired my own staff. I have like 8 guys work full time, creative team, everything. It's great.
That's awesome.
It's just a lot more work.
Long term, what's your plan? Like, what you have an exit plan, like 10, 15 years? Because you can do this for so long, but
Yeah,
making
I know.
so much money, eventually you're like, I don't want to just enjoy it, right?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I love it. I don't know. Like one of the guys on the board of for Thiccc Boys is Rob Dyrdek. He asks all the time, "What's the plan? What's the plan?"
That dude
He's the best.
He's a legend.
Brilliant.
Would love to have him on.
He owns MTV. All they play is ridiculous.
Oh, you have no idea.
All they fucking play now.
His like savvy, because I'll listen to his show, but even his clips and stuff on social media, I like love listening to the way he structures
I
everything
don't
out.
like, obviously people know him from ridiculousness, but the way he like hustled that situation where his team produced that show, like it's all him, and then he gives it to MTV, and then his deal was up, and then MTV was doing budget cuts, and they're like, hey man, you know, we want to continue to do the show, but you know, we're trying to save money. He's like, cool, I can do it for this much, but you have to buy 500 episodes. They're like, all right, cool. And he's like, all right, cool. And then his production company, which he owns and started, got bought out too. So he sold his production company, sold the thing to MTV, so he gets all of it.
Yeah.
He's just a talent now.
That's
He's
awesome.
Brilliant. And then he also, I think he started 10 startup companies where he invested in. It's him and this group invest in, and 8 out of the 10 sold for over $45 million. And he has his hand in all that. He's brilliant. Brilliant.
Damn.
So a Thiccc Boy came in and he knows the business. He's going, looking at everything, because he's on Fight Campaign. He's looking at all the sets and everything. And he goes, so what's the plan? I was like, yeah, it's literally it's February. I'm like, dude, I've been open a fucking month. I'm let Thiccc Boy get off the ground. And once I get to Wi-Fi, let me look down and figure out a fucking plan, dude. But he kept saying, what's the plan? It started pissing me off. I was like, dude, I don't have a plan, dude. You keep asking that. And then we did the show, went all good. And then 3 days later, I get a text from him. He goes, hey, I want to talk. I'm like, oh, that's weird. And he goes, dude, it drives me nuts that you don't have a plan. And I was like, I'm just trying to get things together, man. I get where you're coming from. And he was like, I see you're exactly where I was at 38. He's like, I just started Fantasy Factory. He's like, you're probably making, he knew exactly how much I was making. He's like, you're probably making this much money of the cars, the house. And he's like, and you think you're balling. He's like, you're not, dude. He's like, you have to have a plan. So he told me what the steps he went through to sell his company and exactly what it took. It's a lot of work and I can get there, but then also be careful what you ask for. Cause if you do sell the company, then you're working for the man. Like you might have all this money, like you know, you have fuck you money, but you're working for a boss then, you know? So
yeah, and that's the whole goal of this whole thing, right?
I know. I don't know. I think about it all the time. I don't know.
So how long ago was that conversation?
A month ago.
And
I
it's
talked to
is
him
it
damn
eating
near
you
every
up
week.
inside right now?
No, because I'm so busy because my special drops end of April. So even that was different. So, you know, I had offers from, you know, you name a big company that does specials. They all made offers. My first special was on Showtime. And so with Thiccc Boy, I hired my team shot it. I hired everybody to shoot it in Dallas. So my team shot it, edited it. I put a commercial together. I did everything myself. And then we put it on market. We got all these offers from these big networks. And then at night I was sleeping and this is real. It's like, I saw the way the mainstream media treated Joe Rogan. To me, you know, I know a lot of people, there's not a better person on this earth than Joe Rogan. He's the best guy you've ever fucking met.
Really?
And I saw the way they treated him and like spun everything on him and just the way Hollywood was and my friends going through cancel culture. And I was like, dude, I talk all this shit about not being Hollywood and banking on myself. And then I'm waiting for this offer from these big Hollywood companies for my special. I have my own network. So I literally woke up that morning. This is, I don't know, fucking 2 weeks ago. And dude, we've been hustling, trying to sell this special. Hustling. We have all these offers. My team's all excited. Like my agent at CA and my manager at 3 Arts. I called them and was like, I'm not doing it, man. Like, what? I'm not doing it. I'm gonna put it out myself.
No
They're
shit.
like, you're out of your fucking mind. I'm like, maybe. I think this is the move. I'll see what happens.
Yeah, good for you, dude.
Because I'm going to
Sticking
double
to your
down.
guns.
Because if you think about it, let's say it's on name a big network. I put my special on there, and then I do Rogan and Schultz show and Segura's and all my shows. And I push all these fans towards them, all these fans, and not my own shit, man. Which is going to equal subscribers and views, and I own that. That's my shit, man. But instead, I'm doing it to this major, you know, Hollywood network. Doesn't make sense. It's not what I stand for. So we'll see how it goes. I'm dropping on
fucking
Thiccc
awesome,
Boy end of April. Yeah.
God damn.
Do you like what you were talking? You mentioned earlier about like Rob being on the board or whatever. Do you like pay him to be on the board?
No, not at all.
You just
He
put like a
asked
board of like mentors, I guess, together.
Yep.
Smart.
guys who have done it before. Like my buddy Lewis, who's on the board, he sold his company recently, his media company. So they know exactly what you got to do.
What does a board like do? Like, how does that even work?
Advise, and also like, hey man, be careful here. Like you know, you spend too much money here. We should be investing in this, you know, put more time in this, or you need this, you know what I'm saying? They've been there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Is that like a set, like you guys all meet once a month or something like that?
Once a month.
I'm just trying to figure out this game that you're giving everybody.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out the game for sure.
Yeah.
Shit.
That's our whole thing too, is we're kind of like you. We don't really have like a long-term plan. We're just trying to figure out how the fuck do we make this thing a monster?
And I don't know. And listen, I love Rob, and he's different than my. So Rob plans out his day from down to a minute.
Yeah.
You know, like
You said he like has like whether good day and bad day, like how he does a good day.
He has a
He's
calendar.
only had like 11 bad days.
He has 11 bad days all year.
Wow.
And that's the joke where Chris goes, well, I've had 365 bad days.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Rob has it, you know, I'm just not this, you know, type of personality, but he has from when he wakes up at 5 a.m. to when he goes to bed at whatever, 9 p.m., literally the entire day is mapped out. So
Yeah,
like
I don't know if I could do that.
He'll go, hey man, I have 30 minutes to Zoom, whatever, March 19th. I'm like, oh, can you do it? I'm like, I don't fucking know. I don't even know what I'm doing the next hour. Yeah. You know, but he just maps out everything, dude.
Yeah.
He says he only puts in 30% of his 30% of time into work, right? And then the rest,
30% is so efficient. I think that's all he needs.
Right.
He's just that personality. He's brilliant, man. Brilliant.
But if you're not wired like that, it'd be a difficult way to live. I don't think I could ever live like that.
No, and also I think anyone that goes, oh, I'm gonna start, you know, Thiccc Boy Network so I can get bought out for whatever $100 million. Like, I don't know. I don't think that's the way to do it.
Right.
I've never done anything based off money ever, besides ditch you guys for the
I was hoping you'd bring that up. Yeah.
one time.
That one time
I
ever.
regret it. And I learned my lesson.
Yeah.
But also it was cool. But
Well, March 7th, right?
I've never started anything where like, oh, I'm gonna make so much money doing this. I just do it because I love doing it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the same thing with Thiccc Boy. That's where me and Rob are different, but also you want someone like that to kind of rein you back in.
Mm-hmm.
Is it tough to balance? Because you have like Theo has his own stuff going on, Chris has their own stuff going on. You kind of have these guys as talent with your umbrella and stuff like that. Is it hard to like have certain conversations with guys where it centers around like Thiccc Boy Media? It's like when you guys made I think a piece of merch for Chris, and you made a commercial about Thiccc Boy Media. He does it as well, but he's also got his own site. Is it weird?
Not really, because the collabs, like fans dig the collabs, and most of them can see like we're supporting each other. So like the Oops Grenade, I love merch and fashion, like this guy. And so, because
weird how you guys have just become friends now.
Yeah, we're best friends now.
Yeah,
but
that was wild.
And, you know, Chris likes it too. So when he was doing that Oops thing, I'm like, dude, I have an idea for merch. So it was the grenade thing with like that dope symbol. And he's like, oh, let's do that. And he's like, but let's drop it for the first companion merch. I'm like, all right, my team's gonna run with it, and you'll take half. He's like, cool. So Chris got half of that check, and you know, and he's doing his own thing with it. But it's not that difficult. Like none of those guys are like money driven. I think if it was money driven, we'd split up by now.
Yeah.
You know? Because Fight Companion is my thing. That's under Thiccc Boy, but they're all, you know, so Fight Companion, Fighting the Kid, Food Truck, Shop Show, all the fight stuff. And then the other talent we have are all under Thiccc Boy. But then Chris has his own thing. He's under Thiccc Boy. Theo has his own thing this past weekend. That's under Thiccc Boy. So the only thing under Thiccc Boy with them was, you know, Fight Companion. So it's easy to navigate.
Right?
Sting
in the Wing.
Sting in the Wing. Yeah.
Got you.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I'm just like, because you named them like Schaub Show, Fighting the Kid,
Food Truck
Diaries, King, Sting in the Wing,
Flashback Fight Night,
Fight Companion. You have all these shows that you do that you got to put time into. Like, you also want 5 kids. Like, how do you balance?
Because the way is, so I'll wake up at 6 a.m., usually 5:30, 6 a.m. with the kiddos. So I'm all morning with the kiddos, drop them off at school, go to the gym, and then I have it set up so when my kids are at school or, you know, whatever they're doing, they're busy, I'm working. And then it's very rare I'm not done by 3 to pick my kid up, pick him up every day. So I'll just smash everything in, you know, from when I drop them off at 8 to 3. And then I'm home. But those 8 to 3, it's a fucking beast. And then I'll have stand up at night, but that's when they go to bed. So I put them to bed and they don't even know Pop's gone.
Yeah.
That's fucking all
so
time.
I make sure I'm there all the time. They have no idea.
You're just efficient in those morning hours.
I got to get more efficient like that. That's a fucking,
I
that's
make
a
sure
way to
it's
do
in
it.
the window. So, you know, my team will go, hey, we have, you know, Michael Chandler flying in. I'm like, cool, 11 a.m. Like, well, he can only do 4. I'm like, I can't do 4. Has to be 11 a.m. or has to be in this window. So I got to pick up my kid. Most people they vibe with it. We figure it out.
Yeah.
Awesome, man.
That's all time. When you talk about like cross-pollinate and stuff like that, was there an issue with like when Joe Rogan moved to Austin? Did that become a problem?
Meaning?
Because you guys would always work together, do stuff, Fight Companion stuff.
Yeah.
When he left to go to Texas, he doesn't really come back to Cali very much, does he?
No, he hates Cali. Yes and no. Obviously, he's such a good friend. I miss him, and I miss, you know, being at the Comedy Store. He was the Comedy Store, and the Comedy Store has definitely changed since he's left.
Changed in what way?
We gotta be careful with this. He just, you know, it's just not normal anymore. Like Joe Rogan was the story, you know, and it was like our guys there, and you know, he leaves, and the pandemic hits, so it's not a knock on the Comedy Store. They're trying to figure out, but a bunch of guys move. Segura moved, you know, Kurt's always on the road, you know, so it's just a different dynamic. But also, you know, for when Joe left, you know, Joe was such a powerful dude. It's like he was like the comedy scene. So he would take over. He'd do Rogan and Friends Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at the Improv in the Comedy Store. And it's like, unless you're one of his friends, you ain't getting on, dude.
Yeah.
Thank God I was one of his friends, but still, you'd book me maybe on one of the shows, but he literally just like took over, man. Yeah. Rightfully so. He sold out every fucking show for years, man, years. So by him leaving, there's a void. There now, someone needs to do it. So I was like, I'm gonna do Schaub and Friends. So I started doing Schaub and Friends at the Improv. And then, you know, it's also nice not to be so attached to him. Yeah, he's done more than anyone in my life or my career, but also, you know, I have to do my own thing.
Right.
So, but we still talk every day. Like when my special drops, I'll go out there, do the show. So we still talk all the time, but he's not in LA, man. So it's tough.
Are you gonna be in LA forever, you think?
I think, I don't know about forever. I love it. Especially where I'm at, you know, it's like when Rogan goes bad on LA on a show, he lived a mile from me. He acts like we live on Sunset Boulevard.
Yeah.
Like when the riots on, like, I've never even seen a homeless guy where we live. I don't know what he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, we live in a gated community. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
He's like, it's getting bad out here, man. I'm sick of this. I'm like, sick of what? The sunshine? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
You know? But he acts like we're living on fucking Skid Row, you know, and we're like, have our guns out, and it's fucking The Purge.
Just get to your car.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, we're 45 minutes outside of all that bullshit. What are you talking about? But
That's fucking wild. All his stuff coming out too. That YouTube video, that 12 minutes, him just saying the N-word was tough. But the way he did it was unreal. Like the way he handled it, no lawyers, just made a video and apologized for the whole thing, was another great way to go through cancel culture.
Yeah, but I also think, you know, that stuff, there's an agenda there, right? Because he's literally the biggest show in the world. Like, one of his episodes destroys CNN in an entire it takes CNN 2 weeks to get to
How many like eyes and ears does he usually get in like one show, you think?
Depend on the guest, but you're averaging probably around 13 million.
Fuck, man.
Dude.
Yeah, is that good? I don't know.
Yeah, it's pretty decent. Yeah.
And CNN's like, you know, maybe if 600,000, 700,000. Fox maybe 1 million if it's Tucker Carlson. So they can't touch him. So you have this wild child who's just spewing where the fuck he wants out. And they want to, you know, frame him as this far right guy, and anti-vax can be further from the fucking truth. But he's just so undeniable. And then when you start talking about vaccines, you have those people on with voices. And Joe's thing is, he's not anti-vax. He's just giving this guy a platform who maybe doesn't go along with the narrative that this mainstream media is putting out. He's gonna give him a voice and hear him out. Doesn't mean he agrees with him, but he wants to give this guy a voice because everyone else is YouTube shut him down, Twitter shut him down. So Joe's like, yeah, I'll have a conversation with him. He's not anti-vax.
Right.
He just wants this guy's opinion. Guy had some good opinions. And then, you know, it's such a big show. The mainstream media feels some type of way. So then Joe becomes public enemy #1. And they don't have Trump to shit on anymore. So now it's Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
What they don't realize, you're dealing with the wrong fucking guy. You're not going to beat him. So, but then you're dealing with a bigger conglomerate with, you know, big pharma, fucking these big boy networks coming after you. Different type of cancel culture.
But the crazy part is he has somebody on that's the opposite end of that spectrum of the agenda that was trying to get him like canceled, right?
Correct.
Like if he has a far right person on, everybody on social media and CNN and all these networks try to grab their little bits and pieces of his show and be like, see, look what he's doing. Not knowing that 3 days later that there was somebody on that was from the opposite side of the spectrum, but nobody's talking about because they want to bring him down.
That doesn't get clicks. Like that negative kind of angle gets clicked, you know? But this is what they don't realize is by doing that, most people aren't sheep and aren't dumbasses. And maybe they didn't know Joe Rogan at the time, and he puts out a really good product. So what happens is maybe in California and New York, you know, these woke left areas, they're like, yeah, he's the worst. But that's not America, man. The rest of America who aren't sheep are like, who's this guy who didn't know him before?
Yeah.
They download his podcast like, oh, fuck, really good.
Yeah.
That's pretty open mind. Wow. So his numbers after all this went.
That's fucking wild.
Make him
They're
stronger.
doing it for him.
The media, they don't get the machine. I'm telling you, you're fucking with the wrong guy. Now you're making him bigger, more powerful, more famous, which he doesn't want. But what you were trying to silence him actually made him bigger.
Yeah,
So
he
now
really
you have even a bigger problem here.
he really doesn't care about being famous at all, huh?
Hates it.
Really?
Yeah.
Because when he signed that big contract with Spotify, one of the first podcasts he had, whoever he was with, was like, hey, you did an amazing job. Like, you made $100 million or whatever it was. And he like shut it down right away.
Mix it right away.
Well, good. He was
doesn't
went
like
around the
that.
avenues.
Yeah, he don't like that.
But
Like,
why
people
not?
sucking him off. You know, he's just not what he doesn't like the attention. He doesn't like touch. Him and I are different where, like, I'll post my cars, right? Like, I got a Ferrari. I finally got in the Ferrari club, which to me is like bucket list, big deal. My family, huge car guys, couldn't afford it as kids. In my living room, we'd have pictures of cars. My dad was like, this is the goal. Your boy got the goal. So I flew my dad out, drove to San Diego Ferrari, surprised my dad. They pulled the Ferrari back. My dad's crying. It's a big deal, dude.
No
I
shit.
post that shit. And Joe's on the Joe and calendar, and they come from a different kind of frame of mind. We're like, you don't post that stuff. You don't boast about. I'm like, it's different, dude.
Mhm.
My fan base grew up seeing me fucking fight in my underwear, dude. I couldn't afford food till this. Like, they've rode with me this far. Like, this is stuff that they want to see. Like, they're proud of me.
Mhm.
But they're different. They don't want to boast about numbers, money. Not that I'm bragging, but it's more like, oh, we did this.
Yeah, it's just
That
a
makes
different way you
sense.
grew up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I'm
sometimes
also way younger than them, you know?
Mhm.
right. And you probably don't think about what people would, I guess I'm not saying that they think about like the hating aspect of it, but you just think about some unwanted attention that you probably get from like posting that because, oh, of course you're posting all this shit. Like, it's easy to blah, blah, blah. They think your life's easy now, right?
Yeah, they have no idea. But I don't subscribe to any of that. Like I have, I post when people say, "Oh, I post and ghost." I haven't seen a comment in 2 years. I don't see anything. I don't have social media on my phone.
You probably dabbled a comment of mine or two, right?
Never,
Maybe.
never.
Maybe.
You follow Will?
I'm sure I do. I don't see anything. I don't see social media.
Come on, dude. Don't do
I'm
that.
sorry, man.
You literally sent me a photo of my Peaky Blinders haircut when I got it.
That was on the show though. Someone brought it up, and then I have them send it to me. Or if there's something popping, I'll have the guys like, "Go check this out," so I'm in the loop. But some of it's tough, like because news breaks on social media. So it's like in the fight world, like I find out like Chandler Ferguson's fighting from my fucking guy at Starbucks.
Yeah.
Like, how about that fight, man? I'm like, what fight?
He follows you, Will.
Yeah.
He follows you.
Hell
Dude,
yeah.
it's crazy. You're missing some hitters out there right now. I'll tell you that much.
know.
Especially if you follow the boys, you're missing out, man.
Yeah, some
I know,
solid
it's great
shit out there.
content. I know, but that's the price you pay.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a much happier life to live, I bet.
Yeah, man. Because it's just you realize it's not real. Dude.
Mhm.
Like, the online's not real. It's not, and the algorithm is towards negativity. That's how people get attention.
Mhm.
Being positive and doing cool shit isn't the algorithm. That's not the way it works. So I don't know why people fuck with it. Like you have to do it because you're basically your own marketing, like PR team. You
For sure.
have to do it.
Yeah.
But you got to be smart about it.
I was pulling up your Instagram. You said you have somebody run all your shit.
I have someone that tell them what to post, what to say.
Really?
Mhm.
Damn, that's pretty
I
impressive.
haven't seen anything in 2 years at least.
I enjoy it. I'm more of a social media guy.
Yes, and again, dude, do you if that works for you?
Yeah.
Wait till you have kids. Wait till you have kids.
Oh, I'm
and-
sure it'll
and your
definitely change
kids
the dynamic,
too,
for
and it's
sure.
like, Dad, get off the phone. And you're like, oh fuck, I'm looking at chicks on Instagram.
Well, I'm probably dragging her ass because it's gonna be a baby girl. I'll probably be dragging her ass on my social media. Like, hey, you need to get on your phone because you're gonna have to defend yourself after what I'm posting.
Yeah, it's tough, man. You'll see once you have a kid, though.
It is
What,
a lot harder.
You realize you can't waste time, man.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It is your designated phone time for sure.
Yeah,
for
especially
yourself.
especially
right.
what you guys are doing, though. What you're trying to build, like, quit wasting 6 hours on fucking social media. You have too much shit to do.
No,
Oh, shit.
you're very much. Yeah, you're right.
It's easy to talk like that because when I hear you talk about, that's exactly what I want to do. I really want to like get off my phone.
Do it.
Fucking hard because you
You're
got to
a
stay up to
you're
date.
a
Like,
disciplined dude, though.
yeah, but it's also like I'm trying to grow this, so like, I got to get out there and tweet and use my voice out there because I can't just tell somebody to post for me. They're not me.
Well, you can. You tell them what exactly to say. Like, I don't have a guy who's like, hey, I posted this and said this. I'm like, the fuck you did.
Yeah,
It's my voice. I'm still running all of it. I
Right.
just don't.
I think you can do that more with Instagram versus Twitter because his Twitter isn't even really active like that.
No, I
really?
just post
Like,
like
Twitter, I'm
comedy
in there.
dates
I'm
and
on Twitter like
shows.
it's a group chat.
Yeah.
So-
That makes
it's
sense.
funny as hell to me though. That shit's so funny to me.
What do you think about all the stuff with Nelk Boys had Trump on and immediately YouTube tore it down?
Now Trump's going on Rogan, and YouTube can't take that down.
He's going on Rogan now?
Yeah.
Spotify.
Oh.
Going on Rogan. It's gonna be.
That is so interesting because Alex, you said you listened to it all, right? Like we were listening to some of it before we
listened
got
to
to
the beginning. It was
Nebraska.
hilarious,
We're
right?
like, what the fuck?
He's so nope.
You got a mic?
He shit on what?
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but is it like if he was giving COVID misinformation, maybe, or if he was like, if he was like rallying around
Well,
Nazis?
what is
like-
COVID misinformation? Because we're still learning.
What Bloss, what did you
Right?
say he was shitting
Well,
on?
I wouldn't even say shitting. He was just talking about the way this administration's handled, the exit from Afghanistan and the Putin situation right now. And as far as like the relationships that he's built with like foreign policy and stuff like that, like this administration is like mishandled that and has essentially took steps back instead of taking.
Yeah, the
steps
first
forward.
5 minutes we listened to, it was essentially that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but how? Why should that be flat? You
But
can't have
if
an
I go on
opinion?
Twitter and I say, hey, Biden's handled this like shit, I'm not getting canceled for
Not
it.
at all.
So why is it any different for this man just because he was president?
Because
The
you
audience?
got to realize who runs YouTube and those conglomerates and what agendas they have. That's the problem, dude. That's the
But they're
problem.
getting so many clicks. Like YouTube is making a profit off that, right? If there's 5 million views and
YouTube's
hours.
all set on profit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, they're
YouTube's
balling.
probably getting money from that party. So whatever they would make in clicks and stuff like
Correct.
that is probably being funded by that party.
There you go.
Damn, son. Damn.
It's a
There's a game
Hey,
going
Bloss
on.
just
man.
dropped a fucking bomb on us in the back,
the
dude.
thing about silence. You're silencing the former president of the United States, dude. Twitter
Yeah.
kicked them off fucking Twitter.
Kind of like freedom of speech
North
thing, right?
Korea? What are we doing?
Yeah.
Dude? It's nuts. Dude, ISIS is on fucking Twitter. It's nuts, dude.
That's
Yo,
fucking
extremists
wild.
on Twitter and like, yeah, they're good. Trump.
How about this anonymous group?
Right.
Like what? Like
love
the
'em.
dude. I don't know the fucking first part about him, but that's just unbelievable. That they're just like, hey, Putin, you keep doing this shit, we're gonna hack your ass.
They're fighting the good fight. Yeah.
They really are. They're cyber battling his ass. Shout out anonymous, dude.
Yeah, I love them.
So Trump's going on Rogan. Do we know when?
I don't.
We'll know. The whole world will tell us.
Yeah. I'm just curious because obviously that stuff just happened in like the last 48 hours. Because the Nelk Boys, I forget which one, he was talking about how YouTube was taking it down and this, that, and the other, which sucks, by the way. It's like, it's supposed to be a platform to where, you know, Thick Boy Media, you're growing and doing all your own shit. But
yeah, if I'm the Nelk Boys, I'm pissed.
Then you get controlled essentially like a network style. Like it gets docked and taken down.
Ain't right. Not good.
It's not.
Not good, man.
Him going on Rogan, I mean, that's going to be
fun.
That's going to be a monster.
It really is.
I don't know.
The way Trump talks, though, is fucking hilarious.
But Rogan's also the perfect guy for the
There's a lot
job.
of good people. There's a lot of good people out there. I'm friends with all of them.
Yeah.
Rogan's the perfect guy for the job because he's not gonna be intimidated by Trump.
He's fucking
and
smart.
He'll be able to fire back. Like I guarantee it's not gonna be a Trump party. Like Rogan's gonna get into it.
Yeah. He's I mean, fuck. That's
perfect
like
guy
his
for the
He
gift.
can handle himself with anybody. Anybody in the
That's his
world.
gift, bro.
He has an unbelievable gift.
But Trump
he
is-
should have done the debates. When they had the whole thing about him doing
Trying to
debates.
get him to be the
I
mediator.
don't know why he didn't. That would have been unbelievable.
Yeah, he just doesn't want to.
He doesn't want to. I mean, I can
It's
understand.
crazy
that,
when
but
there's a
at the
talent
same
like that. You
time-
kind of just like, as a fan, want him to do everything.
Yeah, I
'Cause
know.
he would make it all better.
right. Like, hey, throw Rogan in there.
Yeah. Hey,
But at the
we
same
sound
time-
like those dudes.
But I was gonna say, at the same time, there's
We're
gonna
in
be
the
people
cult.
right now being like, "Oh, look at these bro Jogans on there right now."
Yeah.
All these bro
Can't
Jogans.
win, man.
Can't
You
beat
really
him.
can't win. Hey, Kate, your hat can't please them all, dude.
No
There you
question.
go, dog.
No
But
fucking
Trump
question.
is Trump's funny. What were we listening to? He's like, I was talking to Putin, or he was talking to somebody. He's like, I told him, I said, hey, don't do that, but it wouldn't have happened if I was president.
Yeah.
He might be right. Yeah,
He might
he
have.
might be right.
Say,
Kind of
hey,
like
don't you pull those
Putin
troops
and him
out
were
of there.
boys. It seemed like they were kind of boys in a way. The way the media was making
I mean,
it.
they
at
make it,
least
they portray it like
respected
that.
him. You know what I'm
but
saying?
that's the
Like,
thing.
they were scared of him.
If you have a powerhouse in Russia, instead of being like, you know, fuck this guy, if you like kind of friends close, enemies closer type deal.
Well, think about it. Trump
rub
was close to
shoulders.
Putin and fucking homeboy North Korea. Like,
Yeah. They had the whole deal. Homeboy North Korea kind of died for a second, I heard, and then he came back.
yeah,
Talking about that?
Yeah,
They said
yeah.
his ass died.
Yeah, they thought he died, and then they were saying he was like going down the stairs like weird. But then you look at the stairs, you're like, oh, anybody's gonna go down those fucking steep ass stairs weird. It's not sick. It's just being
Yeah.
careful.
What a weird deal, man. This is a crazy world we're living in.
The craziest.
I have no idea what's about to happen in the next 10 years. I'm low key scared for my kids
Me too.
in a weird way.
I'm worried about social media with kids, man.
Oh my God. Imagine if we had it when we were 10, 11, 12. We'd be saying the most outlandish shit.
And it also just affects your brain in such a way, like the way I was about, you know, you want to go to the NFL because you want to be rich and you want to be famous, like when you're young, and you work hard still, right?
Mm.
But the whole why thing pretty much changes over time as you grow and develop and
Mhm.
get a better brain. But when you're younger and trying to post or do this stuff and some people come at you, I just feel like it affects your wiring, like your brain, whether it's confidence, your self-esteem, like you're trying to impress. I just know I would have been a little more
What is that?
maybe built insecure. You probably are a lot more insecure as a kid these days,
Yeah,
bro.
think about it. Think if like when you were a kid, if you got a new bike, right?
Mm-hmm.
To you, that bike was lit as fuck, right? Like, or let's say you got a car when you're 16. You just wanted wheels, man. You didn't give a
Yeah.
fuck.
Ford Taurus.
Whatever it was. Yeah, I had a bullshit. Yeah, I had a Ford Taurus too.
Fuck yeah.
I thought it was the greatest thing ever. I thought it was dope as fuck.
Killing them out there.
Now, but and you're in your neighborhood, and that's a big deal. You get a Ford Taurus. But now you get on social media and you see Kylie Jenner got a fucking Lamborghini. You feel like shit, dude.
Mhm.
Like you're comparing yourself to these people that, you know, it's just not, the expectations are so fucked.
Yeah.
And they said, I think in the next 3 years, all iPhones are going to come with a Surgeon General's warnings for how addictive it is. Same as like cigarettes do.
No
It's
shit.
so addictive.
It really is
Think about
addictive like that.
And then think about all the shit that came out about that Facebook whistleblower where they're like, they have the info on how dangerous this is for kids and how kids are committing suicide and it's causing depression. And that's just gone away. But this lady was like balls deep working for Facebook. She's like, they know all the information, how fucked this is for kids, man. And they know how to play that game. They keep pushing it out.
Damn.
Even though they know. And even Zuckerberg was like, I'd never let my kid on social media. Never. Like, what?
That's fucking
It's
wild.
nuts, dude.
Yeah, but how do you keep them off? Because there's so much access to it.
By the time our kids are like, you know, teenagers, we're going to have so much more knowledge on it and realize how toxic it is. And I think they're already starting to do some things to stop the harassment and bullying, stuff like that. They're taking the certain steps.
But like then you get into that thing like freedom of speech. right? Like how do you navigate if someone's just chirping? If I'm just chirping Will, is that hate or am I bullying him? You know what I'm
You
saying?
can tell, you know what I'm saying? Like if you're a 14-year-old girl and then this, you know, the kids from the school are, because when, you know, we've all been bullied, but I have to deal with it when I went home. It was like, all right, I at least have a break. Tomorrow it's on. I'm going to fight this kid.
Yeah.
These kids, they get bullied at school. They go home, they're getting bullied online. Everybody's seeing it. It's embarrassing. That's why suicide's through the fucking roof.
You're going to bed, not really sleeping, just laying there like, fuck.
Looking at it.
Yeah.
Nightmare, dude. Nightmare.
Yeah, I would not have done
It'll
well with
change
it.
by the time our kids are older, I think.
I hope so, dude. All that brain stuff is scary. I get scared about that brain stuff all the time.
CT?
Yeah, I do get worried about that. I was telling JP, I've said this like 4 times on this podcast, like the first 3 weeks after the season, I can't put words together. And then when I get tired, like I stutter a little bit more. It's just a wild deal. Did you ever worry about that when you were fighting?
Not really, because it wasn't really a thing when I was fighting. But now with the researchers out and stuff like that, I took this test years ago. Who knows? Could have been bullshit. But there's a test where there's a certain gene that you have where if you don't have this certain marker, you're more prone to suffer from CT and concussions if you've had them. And I had the thing where I'm not prone to it.
Really?
There's a certain blood type. Yeah.
I'll take that bullshit test.
Yeah.
That sounds like a
Makes you
deal.
feel good. And you're like, I'm good. I'm just stupid.
Yeah. Thank God. Yeah, I'm really hoping it's
I'm
just
an
stupid.
idiot, man.
I'm really hoping it's just stupid, dude.
Like, hey, shove that CT. No, I'm just stupid.
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm just
good.
busy and stupid, man. Yeah.
I appreciate you coming on, man. This has been
Yeah, it's
fun.
been
Yeah, I
fucking
love you. When's
awesome.
this drop? How you guys do it?
Are we
Wednesday?
going this Wednesday or are we going the next week? Okay.
2 weeks.
2
So I'll
weeks.
be, when this comes out, I'll be in Chicago. Schaumburg Improv. Come get some. And then Arizona.
And then we got to figure out May 7th, man.
May 7th. Let's do it. Get the boys.
Let's see if that actually happens.
Let's see what happens. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get the money off, right? No promise.
Yeah.
You already shook on it.
But
No, just kidding.
you gave the exemption of if you're on tour.
Whoa, no. I said that doesn't count.
I'll have to change the
Well,
tour
he's
date
on-
for you guys.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. All right, good.
I'm going to figure it out.
We're all
guarantee
buttoned
it.
up.
Yeah. Know what's happening.
May
And
7th
it's on
in
camera.
LA, or are we going to go down to Arizona?
Oh, LA. Yeah. We have to do it at the studio. You don't want to be at the fight. Trust me.
It's not like that.
If you want to go just like spectate and watch it, that's the way to go. But as far as what we do, you want to be in studio.
Yeah.
It's
I'm down.
funner. But trust me, it's funner.
Funner.
I'd love to bucket list is like being like
To work.
front row at like a Vegas fight.
Yeah, they're cool. It's intense.
Yeah.
It's fucking intense.
Would love for it to
I've
be
only been
like,
to one.
like a McGregor one too.
Hey,
That would be
speaking of
electric.
McGregor, who's buddy who just beat Masvidal? Covington.
Kobe Compton?
He's like the American McGregor. He's mouthing off to everybody,
Yeah, a
right?
little bit. Yeah, but he's not like he's more of a grappler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he have it?
100%. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
the best welterweight on earth, not named Kamaru Usman. You just can't beat Kamaru.
They already fought, right?
Twice. He lost
He
twice.
dummied him twice.
They were good fights.
I'm asking. I wasn't telling. I was asking, boys.
They were close. Close
Yeah.
fights. He
I
just
like your
can't beat
talent.
him.
So they're gonna go for the trio. They gotta hit it again, right? If he keeps beating
No,
everybody.
Kamaru's fighting Leon Edwards in the summer, and then Kobe needs to like he keeps throwing like shit on the wall, hoping something sticks. Like he went after I think fucking Connor, Dustin Poirier. He's gone after all these, but it's just
It's money grab.
yeah. That's what he should be doing because he's in this weird situation.
Yeah. He's a baller.
He's a
Definitely
beast.
baller. Yeah.
Banger pod, boys.
That's it,
Banger.
fellas.
Subscribe.
Love you guys,
go subscribe.
man.
Love you too, brother.